The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Hey
Yes,
guys, would you like to make a new Sunset City episode today?
No.
Alright, Dylan, you introduce. It's been a while. Go on.
Can we hurry up? I have
Hey,
Act on in like
everybody.
an hour.
It's Sunset City podcast time, the Sonic podcast for the classic age and modern age. I'm your host, Garrulous64. Hi. Hey, it's been a while. I'm okay. I've just been busy and, let's leave it at that. With me today, I've got, Channel Pup,
What's up,
Channel Dog,
Og?
we have Gotta Be Frank,
Hello.
we've got Dave Ace, we've got Fez Penguin,
Hello.
and we have Ian Waffles.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Of course.
Oh, I get it, because he's literally a waffle.
That's us. We're here. If you super chat, right? If you send us money, we're gonna read the thing at the end of the stream just to keep pacing going because we never get sidetracked in anything else. And
It's never happened.
then we also have a Patreon with some tiers you can join, and if you join the Bat Enjoyer tier, you get some shout outs at the beginning of our streams here. Ooh.
Alright, fine. Okay, so we got My Great Rolls, Vem 101, Aiden Fitzgerald, Stardust Chaos, Crimson Rose, Mr. SP, and KB.
Yes, thank you for supporting the show. If you would like to support the show and get a little shout out and also join the Discord because I think it's exclusive to Patreons and channel members, please go ahead and click the join button below or go check out Patreon. And
Anyone
yeah,
got the sound of like a pot breaking on their Discord soundboard.
why?
Nope.
Because I
Yeah.
just killed it.
No.
Penguin, do you have one?
I do somewhat.
Okay, can you find it?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we got breaking news, everybody. Crush 40 have announced their world tour. And I believe they're doing like basically combining kind of all the Sonic songs into this big kind of almost kind of operatic continuous experience with like animations by members of the Sonic Paradox team, like a holographic live show kind of deal. And it's set to be a world tour, which probably means America, maybe Japan if you're lucky, maybe a little bit of Europe. But either way, if it comes anywhere near me, I gotta be there. That's good to have to be.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
Awesome.
I like the idea of bringing
Yeah.
in the fan animators from Sonic Paradox to work on something like this. It's very cool.
Because that was
Yeah,
a
that's very
that
good.
it,
The fans involved.
Because that was a
very
concern.
happy it didn't. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, what you were about to say, Frank, I think.
Oh yeah. I was like, I'm very happy it didn't turn into some kind of like, oh, they're going to use generative AI for their visuals or whatever. Because a lot of bands do that now, and like, really,
It's sad.
It is sad. It's like, really, you make all this money, but you can't hire like some artists.
Yeah, we're gonna tell them off regardless. No, but yeah, no, I'm relieved to hear that it seems to be the Sonic Paradox team doing animation. Yeah, but then there's another thing, which is almost kind of like a power move. Because Bentley Jones and TJ Davis have announced the Absolution Tour, which I believe is a UK thing. So sorry guys, you snooze, you lose. Penguin, you want to hang out?
I mean, I'll be down.
Let's go. Yeah, it sounds good. I think it's kind of a power move though, because I remember like Bentley Jones was one of the people that said like Richard Jacques was really like bad to work with and stuff. And now he's basically poached TJ Davis. Oh, sorry. They've basically poached TJ Davis. Apologies. Old habits. But like, yeah, kind of a power move, if you ask me.
No, it's
Alright.
pretty.
Interesting. I'd like to see what
I mean,
more
it
of
just-
these things go.
Love to hear
Just in
it.
general, it's just nice to see. I don't know, just see more of the people who worked on these songs we all love, and just kind of spreading them around even more. And like again, getting Sonic Paradox involved, I think is really cool. So maybe the Bentley Jones and TJ Davis tour will do something similar. So
Heck yeah. I mean, like, I think, you know, it's kind of the best of a lot of worlds in a way, because like I think it's great to kind of have tours dedicated to Crush 40. And I mean, like, it used to be only affiliated with like Sonic events, but now it seems like, we're seeing a lot more Crush 40 performances just going around, probably because they know the market's there and people are willing to go see it. And same goes for Bentley Jones and TJ Davis. And like, they have been kind of unsung heroes of the Sonic music scene, really. Like, obviously, lots of people love Dreams of an Absolution, and Bentley Jones did do a Sonic Christmas album with like festive takes on songs like Escape from the City, which I thought was really cool. They performed some of those at SonicCon last year. I think the only thing we're missing now is Otani going on tour with Kellen Quinn and like the Cash guys. That would be cool. Also, Ian, I think you cracked your chair, dude.
Oh, my apologies. I'll try not to make noise.
It's a really old chair.
I mean, it wasn't. It was a new one we got in, but as you could see, it's very jokey. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll attend those if they're reasonably priced and nearby enough. Like, any of you guys eager?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see it if I have the ability to.
Same.
Come to the UK, Dylan. Come see the Absolute.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. All right. So we now have some topics that I know everyone's going to be very enthusiastic about. But like yesterday, big event. Like, this is like, you've heard of Nintendo Direct, and it's nice to see that Sonic has had a dedicated thing beyond Sonic Central, of course. We got the Rumble Spotlight.
We sure did.
Oh no.
Flexing his radio DJ skills now, I think. But yeah, that was certainly a presentation, wasn't it? Like, what did we think of the? Did everybody see it?
No.
Oh no, I didn't know there was a presentation. I just thought things changed.
I did hear a few things, and from what I can tell, it certainly presented.
Can I talk really quick about the presentation?
Yeah. Go on.
I don't understand, like, how something like that ends up in a professional thing with an IP like Sonic. It was so cheaply put together. You could tell the microphone was an onboard microphone for starters, and that's just not professional. The presenter was doing their best, of course, but like, just the microphone quality was not up to snuff. They were including footage from the pre-release beta for some parts, and then there's this bit where they have the Sonic Rumble logo, like, spin up on screen, but rather than it staying on screen, the animation loops, so it vanishes for a sec, spins up on screen again, and it did this like 3 times. Could you not just right-click and add frame hold to that and just leave it up there? Just the quality of this thing was quite, like, sad, to be honest, for a Sonic thing. So do better, Rumble. But
this is why you think twice before you hire your editors from Fiverr.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I will say that video was most likely put together by Rovio.
Yeah.
Well, Rovio, take a little pride in your work next time, yeah? Come on. Then they've announced a new mode, though, which is called Rumble Party Mode. I'm actually going to leave this one to the people that are in the creator program and have had a chance to actually try it. So, you guys talk about it amongst yourself, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's pretty out. It's okay. It's like a new replacement for Quick Rumble and Special Rumble from what we know, and I haven't seen all of them, but I have had quite a few repeats. But they seem like fun, quick little games. I don't know how you feel about them, Dave. Like,
no, there's so this new party mode, as Fez was saying, just to reiterate, it is a replacement for Special Rumble and Quick Rumble. It kind of blends both the best worlds. You get exclusive stages for that mode that will only pop up in that mode. They're all themed after the stages that are already within the game, such as Planet Wisp, Desert Ruins, City Escape. Space Colony Arc has some. And what makes it interesting is instead of it being a 32-player brawl, it is an 8-player brawl instead. And you go into this event, they'll randomize your items or skills. Some events won't even have skills in them. And it's just a basic quick match to figure out who's going to come up on top. And it's not limited. It's not, yeah.
I butt in just a tiny bit, because one of the things that they spent time on before releasing the game, to the point where they delayed the game for it, was adding these skills to the thing. And now they've made a mode that either randomizes them so you don't really get to pick what you want, or just straight up doesn't have them. That seems like a really weird way to do it. And also the fact that these stages are unique to this. It kind of feels like they're spending time making content for a mode that nobody knew existed and not sure people are going to like, instead of adding to the main game that people do like, and like fixing the things that people don't want. So
yeah, no,
it's just a little weird to me. It seems a little backwards.
No, I agree with that. I've been saying for a little bit, actually. I think, like, Sonic Rumble has suffered with feature creep, and I think, like, personally, like, what I want from Sonic Rumble is, I think, just different from what the game is. But, like, I find that, like, if I'm playing the game with friends, I prefer to set up a custom match and just do non-stop run stages, and that's it. Those are the ones that I revisit. I don't really care for, like, you know, capturing the flag or anything like that, because it's a Sonic game. Like, I just want to run, you know? I mean, you can do other stuff in Sonic games, of course, but, like, yeah, like, and so I kind of thought, like, there's a vision here. They've got some really great levels, and I think they could use some of the assets that they've got to kind of build these out as almost kind of like race tracks, not like circuits like what you have in Crosswords, but like linear Sonic levels, and incorporate more of a speed element to it to just differentiate it from other Rumble Party games. But it just seems more like we're just going to keep adding and adding and adding, rather than actually refining what's there, you know? But, I mean, I could be wrong about this. It does seem at least like we've got squads the whole time now, right? Like,
yeah,
see, that I'm not sure. Where did you read that?
That was in the direct. I'll have to pull it back up again to
because
make sure
see,
about this,
the thing that like confuses me about that is on the menu, because they redesigned the menu for where you changed the game modes. They like updated the UI for it. And they have party mode and they have ring survival, but beside that, they have the co-op battle thing, which you would usually see swap out for squads.
Yeah. Yeah, I got no idea. And the other question is, are they still going to split squads up when they do team battles? Sucks.
Well, if you're in a squad, it shouldn't do that.
Okay.
But what I mean is in like the actual squad mode.
Right.
But I mean, going back to the party mode stuff, I think the party mode is an interesting idea. It seems like they're trying to figure out retention. That's what it feels like to me, at least. And the biggest complaint that people had with Quick Rumble was that you only got to play it 3 times a day, whereas this, you can just jump into a single match, go up against 8 players as many times as you want. You know, it's just a single match. It's not 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Quick game, get in, get out.
Also,
so
just
at least they took that in consideration.
Yeah. Also, just to bring this up again, I did just check the Rumble thing. It's around 47 seconds. They said ring survival, squads, and co-op modes are here to stay.
That could mean, though, that they're here to stay, but they're not necessarily always going to be available. It's hard to really extrapolate that from the wording. It's
I feel like I would feel more confident that squads would be a permanent thing if they had it listed in the closed alpha that we're technically in. Another thing that
playing the game if I'm not playing with friends. I'm gonna be honest. Like the fact that there's no permanent squad mode makes me not want to play it as much.
I also think there's one other thing that they're just really, really missing. Like, and it's a point that they're just missing, is like, so they want all the retention, right? A great way to get retention is to give people a dopamine release every time they play a level, and the way to do that is have some fucking speed in it. Where's the speed? It's a Sonic game. Like, I know that it's a Rumble Party game at the end of the day, but, like, it's Sonic Rumble, so you'd expect it to be fast. And, like, it has some fairly quick-paced platforming bits, but, like, it's not, like, intrinsic to the gameplay. And I think if they just had more of a speed element, and then just designed some basic racetracks around that were just linear levels, and made it a big multiplayer component, put the skills in tow, that I think would be enough. Like, if players get that rush and that thrill that you would from a Sonic game out of it, of course they'll return to it. It's why Sonic games are as addictive as they are.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Like, that's why that speed boost mode, whenever that's active, I actually have the most fun playing it out of
They
all
got
of
rid
it,
of that now.
out of all of Rumble.
Let's go in.
If that's gone, then I think they gotta seriously think about adjusting the speed and just making it faster like that, because it was a lot more fun to be able to try and do little skips with your skills than to go at a snail's pace in every single match. Like, it doesn't feel like they had it. Like, they had something there with that speed boost thing. Like, I don't know why they didn't notice that that's so much fun.
I think the trouble was that it wasn't always compatible with some levels. Like, there's that one jungle level where the floors, like, fall beneath you and stuff, and you're within these, like, very confined spaces. But the thing is, I would happily get rid of that level if it meant that we would have more of a speed focus, because that is what people want from Sonic.
Speaking of levels,
Yeah.
removing them,
What?
City Escape team is still there.
Oh, the greatest one ever.
I don't know how that level is still here.
The thing is, I don't
I've not
understand
heard anyone
these
say
team
something
things.
positive about that level.
I don't
Like a single
understand
time.
who likes the team levels, because one, you're now in a situation where you could be playing amazingly but still lose depending on your team members, and you're just shafted into that
I usually do.
without any prior consent. B, most of the team levels suck butts. Like, for one, the ball push ones don't have good physics. You'll be running into this ball and pushing it, and it will just fly upward for no fucking reason. Sonic Team, you specialize in ball physics, do you not? And then you've got the football
really.
or soccer stage in City Escape Team, where you can homing attack the soccer ball in a direction, and it will just not move at all, and it will just walk in your direction. And it's like, what are you like? Get rid of those. Unless you're going to fix them, get rid of them. They're bad, they don't work, and they fuck up your win streak. Like, just get them.
It would
out of
literally
it.
have no repercussions on anything if you got rid of them, because I don't think anyone likes the ball pushing game.
Also, get rid of that, you know, that stage
I
with
mean-
all those tornadoes and stuff? Like, that all appear in that. I want
Oh.
that gone as well. Tornado survival
Yeah,
sucks.
that's a skill issue.
Also, I do
is a
see
skill
Giorno
issue.
saying Rovio's the dev team. I don't think it is Rovio that do the gameplay
No,
side of it.
Rovio is not the dev team, and it kind of can be confirmed that they're not. By I believe there's a Sonic YouTube channel. I forget the name. I think it's Creepy Headphones. Is that the guys?
I don't know. I've never heard of them.
can't
I think
say.
they're two brothers, and they actually went to Japan and got permission from Sega to visit the headquarters in Japan, and they met
that's cool.
with the development team at Sega of Japan. So the dev team is Sega of Japan.
Now, the thing is, aside from the ball physics, I would say the actual, like, gameplay side of things is overall solid. I would definitely prefer if there were more of a speed focus, but I think the biggest thing that's been working against this has been management, has been the equality and stuff like that. Like, yeah, these things have just not been properly done. Like, but I'm not pinning it all on Rovio, because, again, like, there are definitely things that, you know, Sega could have done a better job with, especially those ball physics.
In terms of fixing it instead of like completely removing it, like in my head, the first thing I thought of was instead of having to push the ball around, I would rather just turn it into like a game of capture the flag, where maybe you run into these pickups, like, you know, maybe you could pick up 2 or 3 of the balls, and then if you go to the entrant, or sorry, the goal, your character will automatically deposit them, sort of like Crash Team Rumble did. But then you could also have people like homing attacking you to try and drop the stuff you're carrying, and then it would sort of be like Sonic, because if you get hit, you drop all the stuff you're carrying.
And the balls
then it
need
could
to be
involve running
predictable
around and
as well.
stuff. You know,
Like, they
yeah,
need
I
to
don't
be
think they need to be
programmed so
physics
they-
based, because it's clearly not very fun.
Well, the thing is, no, I think it does need to be physics based, but it needs to be good physics. Like, these are just not well programmed. Like, it's, from what I understand, it's supposed to be incredibly easy to program, like, balls rolling, so I have no idea what's actually going on. I just want to quickly respond to another comment here from Accelerate Hedge saying, remember when Pup was sure that everyone was going to buy and love Sonic Rumble forever and ever despite the long wait? Lol, Lamau even. To be fair, when I was saying that the game was way smaller than it is now and had way less issues than it does now, and like things like the purchase economy weren't really present in that.
To be fair,
beta
people are
either.
still playing it too. Like he's not wrong. Like
Yeah,
people
there,
did
there
jump
are
on
still
that shit
people
day
that are
one.
playing it.
There are
Yeah,
plenty of people
it's-
that play it and don't complain either. So like,
It's. I think
you
like,
know.
like my main cause of frustration is I just thought we'd be way further than this by now. Like,
Yeah.
I
and as
mean, you
Jono
would
says,
think
yeah, the
so.
ball's
It
filled
feels
with
like they're
balloons.
experimenting. That's what it is. It feels like experimentation, but it's kind of like
It's like you should have
been a
had this
while.
down by now.
It's-
Like, it feels like
This
it
is
Yeah,
still
no,
really
doesn't
it's
know what it
definitely
wants to do.
something. So, like,
Yeah.
speaking of that, I guess I'll just go ahead and quickly fly through all the other stuff that they've added to the game.
Yeah, by all means.
So
we haven't
in
seen Smurfs yet.
challenges.
Oh my god, Smurf.
Well, I'm getting to that. All right.
We
I'm
will.
waiting
Yeah,
to get
Dylan.
to that.
I'll actually probably announce that bit because like, I still want to just stick on like the new mode for the time being, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we now have toy capsules. You can open up to 3 of them a day, I think.
Yeah.
And you earn those by just playing the game. So if you play a party rumble mode, you get some stuff to go towards that, or if it's ring survival, you get stuff to go towards that.
I think it's fair to say though, so basically they kind of have like a little like meter that like fills up to get like one go at this like toy capsule thing. If you do party rumble, I believe you only get like one like tier done towards the toy capsule pull. If you do ring survival, I notice it gives you 3. So ring survival
I guess that's
seems
just
to be the
basing
one
it
that
off
you
of
need to do.
rounds won than
Yeah.
rounds past.
Yeah.
Another thing,
Now the biggest.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say the biggest thing about this is it's tied to something that I think is seasonal, and they call it puzzles. And if you complete a puzzle, which consists of 12 different puzzle pieces, you get 100 red star rings. But the issue is that it is, again, I'm not familiar with the game genre, so I'm not sure if it's in my realm of possibility to say it's anything similar to it, but it is kind of soft gotcha because there are percentages that you get for the capsules.
It is. That would be
to
a gotcha.
get the puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And I think also with the capsules, if what I remembered yesterday, and Dave was here when this happened, there's like a button for red rings. Now it let me do all of this for free, for this first go, but it is something of like I kind of worry about it. But it basically like upgraded the tier of the capsule.
Yeah, so you can raise your chances of getting the puzzle piece for the puzzle.
My brain is
By spending
crying
red
listening.
This
star
sounds
rings.
so
This is
needlessly
so-
complex. Why
I
is
was
it like
about
this?
to say, like, I'm feeling so stupid right now. I'm just.
What part?
Yeah, no,
when do I have
it's
to
very
summon, like,
hard to
the
explain
Lord
or
to
show,
make this
like,
figure all this out.
I don't know why it's so hard for them to make a feature or a system that can
Dude,
reward players with red star
Because
rings
that game
by just
already has
playing.
so much like that. Like where there's like a million pop-ups that show up and it's like, oh, you gotta leaf through 10 things and you don't even get anything because half of them are ads, and then you try
Yeah.
to like redeem your rewards and they don't get redeemed sometimes. You have to go looking for the little dots everywhere, and it's like you're just adding more things to click on.
I
Come
remember
on.
when
Yeah,
like the game like started, or like back when starting up the game, it was like, congratulations, you've unlocked a special offer, $1.99 for this. Is like, okay, I've unlocked a chance to buy something.
Yeah, I mean, all games do that technically,
know,
but like it's
but
just
it's still,
it's
like-
goofy when it pops up 4 times, like in
Yeah,
a row.
don't tell me about it. Just fucking just have it in the shop,
You'll
man.
be happy to know that the way that this game intends you to get red star rings though is through the stage challenges.
Ah.
So that's
good.
going to be
Yeah.
a main focus for red star rings, and they've gone in and added so in the stage challenges you can get rewards from completing stage challenges in the top left hand corner, and you used to get like I I think it was just like rings or skill points or something like that. I forgot what it was after you get Wooly Sonic. But everything
on the
after Wooly
stage.
Sonic now is red star rings. 5 red
Oh.
star rings each
Yeah.
of those. And if you've already cleared it, it has been confirmed by one of the community managers that you will earn those red star rings when this update pushes through. So you won't be missing anything if you've already done those tiers.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
that's
that's
a
cool.
that's a good move. Like it feels like there's little
Yeah.
improvements here and there, but it also just feels like things are incredibly complicated now. Like, I feel like having some red star rings in the claw machine or just having them show up more often would be enough. But
Well, see, that's
I'm
mean,
gonna be
that's the
honest.
thing,
I feel like the game got more complicated with the addition of skills.
I agree, but
Sure
I
did.
did like the skills because it gave you a chance to kind of have some more speed elements or some more Sonic gameplay in there. But even then, I would happily swap the skills out in a heartbeat if it meant getting just a bit more speed in the base movement.
I don't like that
What
you
were you gonna
can't
say,
use
Fred?
every skill for everything. Like it kind of sucks that like every
Yeah.
time I go to a new minigame, I don't know which skills I'm gonna have because I have to remember which minigame uses which skills and which ones it doesn't.
I just used the double skill feature.
Double skill?
The
Oh,
do you
the
mean, yeah.
special layout thing.
Yeah, so on your skills menu, there should be a button for the multi-skill thing that lets you switch to the other skill slots, which just gives you 2 skill slots to use.
Huh.
for
See,
each
I
game.
never would have known about that because I have no idea what any of the buttons do in the game.
It's not the clearest UI in the world, although I have heard that the UI is
It's
getting
not, no.
improved. And then
Yeah.
before we get to like the thing that I think everyone wants to have a little gas about,
Actually,
they were making
before we do that, there was something I was gonna say, like when we were talking about, like, oh, it would be nice if they give like a red star ring every now and then. It's like, see, the thing is, I feel like they're doing this reluctantly because that's kind of the way they make their money in the game, by
Yeah.
charging for red star rings, for Rumble Plus, for 2 different or 2 different passes,
Yeah.
or 3 at the same time.
the problem is just
It's-
that the
it's-
skins cost way too much of them. Like,
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
but I'm assuming that's because the amount that they want to come from this game is probably the reason why that those skins are as expensive as they are.
I think like
Absolutely.
yeah, and it's like obviously I'd say maybe make like the alternate skins the ones that cost more and stuff. But the thing is like, no, they know that people are gonna want the default base characters first and stuff like that.
Yep.
I am at least grateful that, like, for example, Knights was put on the Knights Pass rather than something that you had to pay for separately. So that meant that Knights was reasonably priced.
Yeah,
in
but the caveat there that I think a lot of people don't know is that when Knights comes back, you're not going to be able to get Knights for that same value.
Oh, I'm
It will
aware. Like,
most
when Knights
likely be more
returns, he's going to be
expensive.
expensive. Yeah, I'm
Knights
just saying.
is 100% going to come back and be like $40.
It's like a Fortnite skin. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like when
I can't-
Fortnite does it. They throw Rick Sanchez in the shop for like 8 million V-Bucks and then he's gone for 30 days. Like, that's how that shit
Yeah,
works.
I think.
Unfortunately.
I just think like $40 for a skin. I don't care what your game is. That's fucking insane. Like that's a game.
For a
right
mobile
there.
game, nonetheless. I mean, like, did you
Yeah.
remember people dogging on Mario Kart Tour for the prices they were putting for their
Yeah.
I
characters?
But
did
it was
know that.
very
didn't come-
applicable there as well. That was so
If you,
stupid.
if you guys
Yeah.
want if you guys want a really ridiculous one, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 had an exclusive melee weapon that was locked behind $80 of DLC
Oh my gosh.
because you needed to buy all the different kinds of, I guess it's like King Kong or something, and Godzilla
jeez.
related. So to get one of the items related to it, you had to buy $80 worth of DLC just to get that item. Ridiculous. So
Holy
It's nuts.
some companies go way too far.
So there was there's a feature that they were kind of excited to present to us in the Rumble spotlight, which is an opening cutscene. Now, this actually was a feature that existed in beta 1, so I find it very funny that they're making this big deal
Oh yeah.
about the fact that they've brought this in. But what's funny is, I mean, depending on who you ask, I think it's been massively fucking downgraded.
No,
Because
same. I prefer the 2D art.
Yeah, the 2D art was wasn't it by Evan Stanley? We went from like this
I think it
lovely
was. Yeah.
hand-drawn artwork to just about adequate 3D renders, you know, just about okay, not ideal, but all right.
Full
You know?
Like-
filmmaker.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it definitely reminded me of Source Filmmaker, sort of like doing something like that. I do feel like that it does take away from like the vibe of
Personality.
the game.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is also, like, the fact that they outright said, like, oh, you get to see where Sonic Rumble fits in canon is like, okay, buddy. The canon...
I
the
thought it
canon-
was just Eggman playing with toys. Like, what do
The
you
canon...
mean?
It is still, but
So
also,
you're
like-
telling me that Eggman canonically is a major Smurfs fan? Okay. All
But
right.
the other thing is
He also
also
likes
just, like...
He
Godzilla.
could be.
Well, the other
And
thing is...
knights.
The other thing is also just, like, we have entered this era of, like, where they're trying to unify everything. They're trying to make everything in a Europe, damn it. But, like...
Everything's European now.
Sonic has joined the EU. But, no, Jesus Christ, I'm off course. Let me get back on course. They're trying to unify everything, and they've been, like, doing this whole, the comics are canon, this, that, and the other is canon, and, like, some of it's good, some of it's like, yeah, this stuff, you know, should have crossed over sooner. Some of it's been like, oh, dang it, I preferred when we had something more creative going on. But then there's just Sonic. Why do we need Sonic Rumble to even be canon in the first place? Like, I don't mind it having an opening cutscene, but making a point of saying, oh, this will canonize the game, you can see where it fits in. It poses two new things. One, it's just really funny. Two, it feeds right back into a point I made about Dr. Eggman last week, where I said they need to decide if he's kind of a nuisance or if he is just like the most dangerous man in the galaxy, genocidal maniac type. Because it's really difficult to go between, this is the man that started the war that gave Tails trauma and killed Whisper's family, and this is the man behind the metal virus, to, hey, Sonic,
Man
you want
behind
to
the
come
slaughter.
play
Son of a bitch.
tabletop games? Sure thing, Eggy.
Basically Sonic Boom Eggman.
Do you think that it matters? Okay, sorry, that's not the way I wanted to phrase that. Do you think that because Nintendo does the same thing with Bowser, but like, do you think it matters less in that case because Mario does not care about story as much? Would you say?
I would say that.
yeah.
Well, it's also that
Because
used to be how
Bowser-
Sonic worked, where it was like writers existed, and you just took it as that's the writer's game. So they used to actually have a really good solution to this, which is that sure you had the main games, but even in the main games, they always felt segmented. Like it felt like Sonic Adventure 1, 2, Heroes and Shadow were kind of the last time there was like a unified collection. And while people can talk about how 06 like continues his story, it continues his story if you know those games exist. Otherwise, he's just Shadow and he just exists and he's a cool guy in that game, right? You have to know that those other games connect to it. They don't directly call back to it. So that's kind of how they used to play things, is that the games just all kind of existed and you picked and choose what you wanted. But now they're saying it is 100%. They are all connected. And when you do that, you're asking me to be invested because you want me to spend money and my time. And by doing that, you're making me go like Puppa's saying, that doesn't make any sense.
The other thing, though,
I'm
is also
sorry,
just...
but this is just mirroring another franchise that I hold dearly to my heart, and I just find it so funny.
Which one?
What would that be?
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Did Crash do that?
Crash Team Racing is canon. Yeah.
Yeah, because
They-
I've seen,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Even Crash Bash. Even Crash Bash.
Yeah,
is
all the
canon.
spin-offs for Crash are canon to the games.
yeah. I mean,
Like, I mean, at least with Crash though, like technically, with those, let's say with just the Naughty Dog games, those all 5 of those, Crash 1, 2, 3, and then Rumble. Oh, sorry, they didn't make Crash Arena. That one
No,
game.
it was just
just-
But,
Crash 1 through
It still feels like
Racing.
like because
We've
it's
got-
based around the masks and stuff. It feels like it still makes a little bit of sense for that world.
I know, but like it's like so Crash it works very similarly to Sonic, oddly enough, if you want to look at it in the way that timelines split.
yeah. I mean, I also just want to quickly like acknowledge a few points that are in the chat here as well. Jono says that he doesn't think the art star was Evan Stanley. It looks closer to the Sonic channel artist responsible for the Elseworld art and the Puyo Puyo series. So that might be the case.
Okay.
In that case, I don't want to risk miscrediting anyone. So
Yeah.
that's all uncertain, but that sounds about right. Accelerate says, I feel like it's worth remembering that they've gone in this direction in response to us. They're doing their classic Sega overreaction tactic. I mean, it is true that, like, so it's the kind of thing where it is an overreaction, because I remember also saying I want them to bring, like, IDW elements into the games and stuff. Like, if they're going to do these comic things and stuff, it would be cool to have some crossover, especially with the IDW being as close to the games as it kind of is. And I'm glad they've done that now as well. That didn't mean never, ever, 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 ever have an artistic offshoot ever again. And I see Jono asking, like, would you apply the same logic to Bowser as what we did with Eggman just a moment ago? And the answer is no, and that's not because of double standard. That's because
I said
Mario... That. Yeah, okay, great. You've covered that bit already. Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah, in that case, we're all caught up. Yeah.
Not everything needs to be canon to everything.
No, it really doesn't.
I do like the idea of bringing canon together. Like, I do like the idea of what they're trying to do. It's just, I think with something like Rumble, it's a little... Like, I thought Rumble would kind of speak for itself, that it's just a silly little thing. Like, we don't need to know where it takes place in canon, because it's Eggman playing with toys in his basement. You know, like, he can do that whenever he wants.
You also run the risk of having possible continuity errors. Like, I know the Zelda franchise is known for that timeline that kind of made a couple things not make sense.
Yeah,
because they had
that's a good example, actually.
Like 20 or 25 years of games and try to make it all line up together.
Fit them together.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Like,
we don't need to have
with Sonic, there's at least a little bit better of a
that.
through line, but like, it's still. I agree with Frank. I think that's actually a really, really good point about Zelda, because Nintendo was just like, yeah, fuck it, put them all together, and it just, some people are like, huh? Like, what do you mean this is like this?
There are some things that definitely make more sense than others, like factoring IDW into the games just made perfect sense, because that book was based on the games as well. And I think they could have done it even earlier with, like, post-reboot Archie as well. Like, that's something I think they could have easily considered, but they weren't doing it then. I'm glad they're doing it now. Would I have liked them to have done it earlier? Absolutely, but, like, I'm glad that at least this generation gets to see their comic characters make their way over. It feels like a wrong is being kind of righted in a way to an extent. We could go further. I think as for, like, the whole making everything canon thing, it is just a shame that we have lost, offshoot series stuff having its own art style and stuff like that. All we've really got now is classic Sonic. And, I mean, Rumble does at least have its own art style, to be fair, and that is a recent entry. It's just that they tried to find a way to build logic into it when I would have just accepted it as they're chibi plastic doll Sonic in a chibi plastic doll world, and I don't really need any more than that. I mean, to be honest, I don't even have anything against it having an opening cutscene that contextualizes it. It's just very funny to me that they're like, see where it slots in? It's like, I don't
that's where
care.
I'm at. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them doing that. I just think it's a little bit funny. Because when they did that for Prime, I thought it was like a tiny, tiny bit unnecessary, because it's such a nebulous project. Like, that game, that movie just is, it has nothing going on, so it could be anywhere.
Prime did not benefit from
but
that.
With this one, it's just kind of silly. It's just a little silly, like Pup said. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's fine to put in that stuff, but it's just kind of goofy because of what it is.
The other thing is,
especially because who knows how long the game's gonna last at this point, The
other thing is they keep building off of shit-ass foundations as well, though. Like, when you think about it, the inciting incident of the IDW comics is Sonic Forces. And we now just kind of have to accept that that story and everything that happened in it was the inciting incident for the current version of Sonic. And this is where I think they need to return to doing adaptations in the comic books. We all know that IDW has the talent to make Sonic Forces into a graphic novel and make it work. If they said these are the definitive versions of those stories and then made the canon built off of that instead, that would be a much better move, because now we just have to accept that there was a point in history where Tails showed his ass to Chaos because he was too afraid, and where Sonic told Eggman he had no friends, like he was out of Cool Cat Saves the Kids, like you want a good version of that story, and we might be getting some form of sequel to that more on that later. But, like, I still think it would be good if we readdressed those foundations and made them sturdier, because otherwise we really do have to live with the fact that classic Sonic blew up the Death Egg with thousands of prisoners on board it, and Operation Big Wave happened. If we could just have something to rewrite that story in the form of a graphic novel, it would also be the most exciting Sonic comic to release in the past however many years. Yeah.
I think they could. I think stepping up and doing that for it would make sense, especially in lieu of recent events that we'll talk about eventually. But I do think that Forces is something that they could very easily. I think people are going to get mad if I say this. Forces is something they could very easily re-release with a very slight re-story. They could really just do that.
How dare you? How do you
like
say
they did
that
with
to me in front
Generations?
of my face.
I would not want to play it again unless they changed the game in a pretty drastic way. But if they were to just redo the story, sort of like they did with Generations, I think that would help.
That'd be like
Just
the
with
most
what they're trying to do
hilarious thing
now.
ever, though.
I mean, I really
It's not
do
worth
think...
doing because the game sucks. But that's the only thing I can think of to make it like make more sense.
I really do think just a comic book reimagining of it and saying that's the canon version
That would be
we're
better.
building off of. And I know, I'm seeing some folks saying, "Oh, but it should be the games that have the canon stories." But like, I'm not prioritizing the medium here. I'm prioritizing what leads to the better story. I would much rather a better version of the story be canon than the one we got in the game just because it's in the game. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Also,
you know,
just,
you go on.
I was just going to say one thing about Rumble. The fact that it's canon means that Eggman's a terrible father because he never made Sage a toy. He made her a little buddy version of herself, but like she's not actually playable. He's not
She's the
letting
same
his
height
daughter
as Sonic.
play the game.
She
That's
could
actually
be
really
playable
funny.
so easily. You could have her just hover for her
I didn't think
animation.
about that.
Yeah.
Do you think Eggman plays with the toys and Sage is like, "Father, could I also play?" And he goes, "No, you'll break them."
No.
Fuck off, Sage! They're not toys! They're adult collectibles!
Yeah. No, it's like when if you had a parent that had like a train set in the basement or something, like a full like train island, like with like the, you know what I mean? Like they have like the full model of New York or something made out of.
What have I
Legos, and
told you
like,
about
"No, look,
entering
holy
my
fuck."
study?
No kids are allowed to play my game. Well, why's Charmy here? Shut up.
You have apple sauce all over your fingers! Get them off of my Sonic toys that I got
That's a
from
good point.
Jack's Pacific! Yeah, so that could have been a Jack's Pacific ad too. Like, I don't know why there's not
Yeah.
a Sonic Rumble blind bag or something. Like, I'd buy one. Or better yet, just an action figure. Like, I'd much rather have that than a blind bag. But like, they could so easily make Benjamins
No,
with
they
blind
should
bags.
sell those models. I think I like a lot of those. Plus, we'd get merch for characters that haven't had merch before, like or haven't had figures before.
I mean,
Like
you
Tangle.
could really get away with it, honestly. And then on top of that, you can throw in Red Star ring codes in the purchase of your action figure or whatever.
Yeah, and you could do a Toys to Life thing as well for the console release.
That's a
I
little
know
too
no one
console
actually wants
release.
that back. I know.
You know what? Close enough. Welcome back, Skylanders.
Oh.
South Islanders,
No. Stop.
Sky
Nice.
And
Sanctuary,
that's the end of the episode.
Okay,
That's the
good
end of the
night,
episode.
everybody. We have to go back.
Dude, you ruined it.
Dude, you ruined it.
All right. So,
Oh yeah, but before we fully transition, Smurfs, yay! Okay, continue.
I have nothing to really say about the Smurf, to be honest.
I know nothing.
Oh,
about
no. I
Smurfs.
mean, like, if
Yeah,
anybody
Smurf-
wants to say something about the
Smurf
Smurfs, go for it. But like, I was just before we
okay,
moved
I'll-
on to the next big
I'll
topic.
go up. The Smurfs was a good man. He was a provider for his family. And after a long battle with Ligma, we now bid farewell to the Smurfs.
And don't ask them about Steve Jobs. Don't ask them about
What?
Steve Jobs. Do you not know about the? Don't you
No,
know
don't,
about
don't,
the
don't. I
Smurfs
don't
tweet?
know. Wait, I stop it with the Steve Jobs. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh man. Yeah, no. I have fuck all to say really. The level looked kind of fun. And I'm hoping that one day the Smurfs crossover will expire and they'll turn it into Mushroom Hill because I just want more Sonic in the
That's
Sonic game.
not gonna
That's not
happen.
happening. It's not happening.
The level seems a bit more in depth than the Godzilla one.
But where's
Like,
Rihanna?
From when I played it.
You gotta have Rihanna. She is Smurfette. You know? Why are they doing the Lost
That would
Village
cost you-
versions as well? That's really funny.
Where's
Pup.
Influence of Smurf?
Pup, here's the thing. These skins cost a lot. Do you want them to cost even more?
Oh yeah, if they got like someone like Rihanna, you wouldn't be paying $40 for that.
I'm
skin.
not gonna pay for it anyway. I don't want the Smurfs. I don't give a
No,
fuck about the Smurfs.
you're gonna pay for it because
You're the one asking about where it's
But, no,
at.
but
so
what's very funny about this whole thing though is that like generally like these brand collabs are to kind of help boost Sonic's visibility and stuff, which is cool. I can get that.
Oh, for
but
sure,
like
yeah, yeah.
the Smurfs are less relevant than Sonic these days, aren't they? Like
No. They're the most
I
relevant.
mean, there have been like
They're the
10
most
Smurf
relevant.
movies over the last while. I was out, but I wanted
has
to talk
anyone
about Smurfs
watched
real
any of
quick.
them? Has anyone watched
I think it's just like
No,
Scooby Doo,
no,
where
God,
it's
please
it's,
don't.
it's the
For myself,
Smurfs.
I'm not
But what the
gonna
Smurfs
watch
are.
them.
Can I
Can
have
we
one
please
thing to
watch
say about
K-pop Demon
Smurf
Hunters
collab.
before
I'm
doing
Yes.
any of
very
Into the
Very-
Spider-Verse
very
collab, Sonic
confused.
Rumble.
because like
Great.
they went from Godzilla to the Smurfs, and while those are both older media properties, it's something like Godzilla is cool as a crossover because no matter what you put Godzilla up against, it is a spectacle. Like we've had DC versus Godzilla, we've had Marvel versus
Yeah.
Godzilla. Now they're putting Sonic in here, and it was
And
very
Sonic
cool
and
'cause
Kaijus go together as well. Like
It's Sonic's always fighting big things, so that's cool. But like with Smurfs, I can see the crossover at least a little bit. Like I can see like they live in the forest, they're these friendly little dudes. They get attacked by an evil man who does bad things. Whatever. It's like a little bit of a crossover there. To me, it just feels like Paramount went, "Hey guys, put Smurfs in your game because we love you and you love
That's
us."
what
right?
it. Yeah, no, that's definitely what it feels like.
we're in bed to
I-
each
And I
other.
just
I
I
can't
don't see why
remember
this would help
who-
either property. Like this is not going to help the Sonic franchise. It's
Yeah.
not going to help the Smurfs. I don't know where this comes from.
If you put
I
the
can't
Smurfs in
remember
your
who
game,
said
I'll
it
give
to
you some
me, but,
slappy
like,
tappy.
I was talking to someone about this, and we were wondering, is this like a holdover from like last year when the game was supposed to come out? Because
Oh,
you had
Rihanna
that
was
Smurf
That's what
movie
I was
come
saying.
out.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying because like they had that
Yeah.
movie, but like what makes
Huh.
it weird is someone
That's a
pointed
good
out
question.
aren't the two Smurfs with Papa Smurf and Smurfette from Lost Village and not the more recent movie?
Yes, their
Yeah,
models
I don't know
are
what that
based
is.
on.
I don't know what that means.
Blossom.
Yeah, they
Blossom
are.
is Lost Village.
Lost
Yeah.
Village is like
Well-
another Smurfs movie that they did.
It makes me wonder.
It was the third one, the
Right.
third cinematic one.
It makes me wonder because I had like with Godzilla we're seeing like a lot of crossover between like different. We got like the Sonic Godzilla comic coming out, and then obviously Godzilla was in Super Monkey Ball, so it seems like there's been some sort of like deal where it's like, okay, Godzilla will appear in these Sega games, these Sega properties, stuff like that. It makes me wonder if maybe they might have SpongeBob planned later down the line.
I mean, that would be cool. I feel like though they're kind of making the collabs between Rumble and Crosswords somewhat differentiate from each other.
I
Dude, you know what?
guess, yeah.
Penguin, you actually told me something today. I did not know there was going to be a Godzilla Sonic comic. That's awesome. I'll be all
Oh,
over
yeah.
that immediately.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
by the
that's
way,
happening. I believe that's from the Godzilla writers.
It says it's from IDW.
I think it's by IDW, but it's from the Godzilla writers. I believe. I might be wrong about that, but if
yeah,
I
it's
have
a
no,
Japanese
okay.
writer. I'm pretty sure.
So,
Neat. Okay.
At the very least.
tight.
Question. Isn't there like a new festival that's coming recently that everyone's kind of like confused is because it's like a mystery festival, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
festival.
And so the thing I was thinking is we literally just got the update for what the new avatar designs look like. Is it possible it could be that, like a surprise avatar one? Or
Well, I mean, Avatar is going to be there, right? Or eventually.
Avatar
Yeah, it
is
will
there,
be.
but they're not scheduled for until.
oh
around the
yes, they had a
movie's
specific
release.
time. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they
That's
could have very well pulled it back.
Yeah, because they just released the design,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, that's perfect. And also, they look exactly like the leaks, which is very funny.
There,
So-
there's like there's two possibilities of what that character could be, and it's either Samba de Amigo or Infinite.
I need
Yeah.
it to be Samba de Amigo. I love that guy.
Amigo.
I
Why?
love
Why
that guy.
so? Why is that your thought?
Well, I've seen some people speculating that. I don't know where that speculation started.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just curious. I
Dang.
haven't heard of it.
I won't lie though. I think my main thing with the collabs is I do fear that they might start to dilute things a little. Like you're playing a Sonic game, you're going through Sonic levels, but like especially when you're like a 3-round system, the way Rumble works. Like,
I have a
Sonic, we're in
very,
Smurf Village.
Oh, we're talking about Rumble still. I thought we were talking about Crossworlds forever.
I mean, it's a
with,
bit of
with
both. We're talking
Crossworlds.
about collabs now.
Yeah, I don't mind all the crossovers for Crossworlds because I play on PC, and the more character slots they add, the more I can put over them. So I don't really care about the Crossworlds one because that'll be fun no matter what, in my
I
opinion.
think what just cheeses me off a little bit is that we're getting the Smurfs before we're getting Styx the Badger, Movie Knuckles and Movie Tails, Sally Acorn, Wade
hold
the
on,
Don't
hold
forget
on,
about
hold on, hold
Omega.
on. Let's not forget about
Omega,
Omega.
yeah.
Yeah, Omega's not even in
Gamma.
the freaking game.
Gamma as well. Let's add Gamma.
Yeah, Gamma would be fun.
Omega's like one of the main, like I would say
He's
like,
one of the
part
main
the
cast members,
main
and I can
cast
guarantee
members.
you who took his slot. I can tell you who took his slot.
General.
Well, so I'm gonna be
No.
real. If they had no intentions of bringing Styx to the franchise, I really wish they did not name drop her in Frontiers. Dicks out for Styx. God, there's 6 of you here. Surely one of you can
She was
speak.
in Sonic Runners.
So considering that we got Godzilla in Rumble, where is his best friend Hatsune Miku?
I mean, Miku
That's a
and
good
Rumble would
point.
probably go
And
down
also
a treat.
Godzilla for Crossworlds, please. That'd be awesome.
I think that's the thing, is like...
Wait a minute.
That'd be pretty funny.
Maybe some of this is all just kind of short-term panic in a way, because... excuse me. It's not like they're, you know, only intending for this to be a 1-year thing for, like, Rumble, and same goes for Crossworlds as well. Like, so we might even get to the point where we get some of these other Sonic characters we're wanting. Omega might come later on. Like, because you can't even put it down to body type, because the Godzilla characters are... Like, they could definitely have Omega.
Yeah, and also Eggman has been there since the beginning, and he's huge.
Yeah, he's a big
What about the Dumper?
He's a
Dumpy
big guy.
Dumpy, and he's in his
Don
little
was-
car.
Dumpy Dumpy.
Have you really been away that long that you didn't catch wind of Dumpy Dumpy?
I've not heard that yet. That's
Made a
that's-
whole
that's
image of him and everything.
Yeah, can we get the Dumpy
Dumpy made
Dumpy
that?
image up again?
All right, hold on.
Jesus.
I'll put it. in
Also, the
advance
fact
now.
that there's the Donpa
Oh, I've
in
got
the
it, I've got
cart
it.
thing in Rumble, they should add
Oh, okay.
an Eggman and Eggmobile skin. I think that'd be cool.
Dylan, do you need me to send you Dumpy Dumpy?
I wish you wouldn't, but sure.
It's an artwork made by Penguin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then send it to me.
I requested him to draw Dumpy Dumpy with the proportions of Spider-Verse Kingpin.
Oh, yes. This is good. Wait, where is it?
It's in the bounce back.
Oh, bounce. Okay.
And I've put it on the screen.
Oh, I did see this at one point. I just didn't know it was called Dumpy Dumpy.
I mean, I just call the character Dumpy Dumpy in the same way that I call Zavok Zavi Zedek. Like,
I've never heard you say that either, but okay.
away for a while, or you just haven't been
He is
very
also
observant.
voiced by Matt Berry.
And he's also,
I've
yeah,
been away
Dumpy
for a
Dumpy
week.
is...
Has it
voiced
been
by-
that long?
No, you've been away for 3 weeks.
Been
It kind of
3
reminds
weeks?
me of
Yeah.
like Rick and Morty, where Rick apparently had like catchphrases, but it was the first time we're ever hearing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wubba lubba dub dub.
I'm
As
dwelling
they
my
say.
words of war.
Waiting my words of what?
I'm dwelling my words of war. My word is... Alright, well that's enough for Sonic Rumble now, isn't it? Is there anything else to talk about
I
Sonic
hope
Rumble
so.
wise?
I mean,
Lanolin's
no,
in it, I
that's
guess.
just more
Oh,
so
there you go, yeah.
complaints.
Lanolin.
Well, they
And-
they removed
And
the.
Metal Sonic 3.0.
Oh, nice. They also removed that you can toggle the mobile UI thing on screen, right?
Oh, yeah, you
don't know
can
if they
take that
mentioned that.
off.
That is a good change.
They also made a very questionable change for custom matches.
Oh, What did
You sound
Sega-
hesitant.
You can now, in the custom match, change the stages from the menu for custom matches, which is cool. So you don't have to like
Cool.
back out and choose those stages. You
good.
still can't change your costume though.
Oh, that's butts. What
Yeah.
the frick? Why am I
And for a
censoring
party update, right? For party update, 25 friend limit is still there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Bruh.
Ugh.
That's a really low friend limit. 25 people for a
Well,
party
they're
game
not
like that.
expecting
Then
you
you
to
can
have
play
many
with like.
friends.
Yeah.
They're insulting you.
I think how many people play in the normal mode? Is it 50?
32.
32? Well, it should at least be a 32 friend limit. Where's
Yeah,
that
I
make
think-
sense?
Right?
I think what they've said
Like what,
before is
right?
like, oh well, you have the crew system.
Yeah, no. The
The
crew
issue with that
system is the fix for that.
Yeah, but the issue with that, if like I'm pretty sure it's the same with you, Dave. The second like you've removed people who haven't been playing in a while, it instantly like fills back up.
And it also
If you have
causes
it set to
friendships
everyone's
to
always getting
strain
removed.
as well. Like the amount of people like, why am I removed? And then it's like, why do you think, buddy? I hate you. But I have to now explain that to them. Thanks, Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. All right then.
But yeah, Sonic Rumble.
The Sonic Rumble. Okay, so we got a video for the Sonic Rewind, and this was actually quite a good way to kind of lead videos in with the 2010s. But actually, before we get to that, there's one thing I want to talk about. So Sonic Rewind is also a merchandise push, right? You can get like 35th anniversary merch and merch kind of pertaining to like some of the stuff they're talking about in Rewinds. Unless you're not in America, in which case you could go fuck yourself as far as they're concerned. If you had the audacity to be born somewhere that is not the United States of America, you will not be getting any merch out of the 35th anniversary, it seems.
And when
That's
they say
fun.
your money's no good here, they really meant it.
They fucking mean it, yeah. Like, well, what is this? What's wrong with you guys? Come on. But okay,
I mean,
go on.
Speaking from first-hand experience of buying some of that merch, not the 35th in particular, a hoodie and a shirt ran me almost $90. So,
Oh,
Yeah, their merch is pretty expensive. So
dude. I don't want to pay
Dollars.
$90 for like a brand that is in like a store. Like, you know, sometimes shirts and pants are like really, really expensive. I'm like, dude, I can get jeans for like 12
and
bucks.
it's Amazon's print on demand, so you know the quality of it is gonna very much deteriorate after a while.
you get what you
Well,
pay
as,
for, and
as-
it's not good.
As someone who is about 80% libertarian, I would really appreciate the option to fucking buy it at least, even if I don't want it.
I mean, no, I'd wish that they'd offer it to more people, but again, the quality of it definitely is not worth the price of it.
That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
But then we'll move into this video that they posted. They posted this today. That was today! It is a hard light rewind. And I think this is really cool.
for me.
That was today! Today!
I took it.
But it was it was a hard line. Hard light. Hard line's the Johnny G.
Carmine.
Hard light. Hard light did a lot of the heavy lifting in the 2010s when it came to Sonic, really. Like, they were kind of the stars of the show past generations. So I'm glad that they got a bit of focus here. Now you can stop laying them off, Sega. Like, you know, they showcased like Sonic Dash, Sonic Dash 2, Sonic Boom, which means this, yes, Sonic Boom has gotten a bit of representation in this, which is great to see. We got Sonic Jump out of them, Sonic Runners. But they also put a lot of spotlight on kind of the collaborations that happened throughout that time, and I won't lie, I'm a little confused by some of the order they did things. And Frank, you had like an answer to that earlier, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did. You said like that.
It was
the
about
format.
the IDW characters.
Yeah, I was saying like.
Oh
were the
yeah,
IDW...
because those were, even though those collaborations did take place like in the 2020s, they were for games that were in the 2010s. It's very confusing. I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah, it's a little peculiar.
Well, they did it to flex because for Tingle and Whisper at least, those were the first time any IDW character had made it onto a mobile title.
I think
Yeah.
there's a mandate
Well,
saying that these Sonic Rewind things need to be as fucking confusing as possible to generate content.
well,
I
I don't
mean-
think it was the first time they were in Sonic, like in a Sonic mobile game. I think it was like in a Sonic game in general, and they make a point of that in the video.
I see. Well,
I was gonna say that mandate must have also existed for whoever comes up with the digital deluxe editions.
and
I
yeah,
view
yeah,
it
every
more
chart Sega have ever
so-
made.
I think I view this whole, like, even though it feels out of place to have that there, it just feels like more of a way to say that expect to see more IDW going forward, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. I'm all on board. I'm still, you know me, I'm still gonna say bring in the Archie as well. I know lots of people have actually like mentioned that like the post reboot designs are the property of Archie, but I'm not gonna lie, you could use the pre-boot design if you want to bring Sally in, because like her design in the Sonic Genesis comic that predates pre-boot was actually kind of ideal. Like it worked perfectly. What say you, Ian? You're kind of the expert.
Well, I mean, Sega owns the Freedom Fighters point blank, any versions of them, because it's from the Deke cartoon, and they own all that point
I
blank.
thought the redesigns were copyright Archie, and that was a reason why they weren't likely to bring Sally in.
The redesigns?
Yeah, so the post reboot, where Sally got more of a round face and got like the sweatpants and stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, kind of the whole point of that though was because in response to the Ken Penders thing, they wanted to get more of a lockdown on those designs. So I think they own those as well. I mean, regardless, it wouldn't really matter. They could just give them a slightly different design again. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see them come back.
Or literally, because I know that people point out, like, oh, the old designs don't fit in with the Sonic cast, but, like, if you look at towards the end of pre-boot Sonic, they absolutely do. Like, they really do fit.
But-
in. Like,
Well, yeah, because
You
they
know,
just
they fit in better than they fit in a lot better than the Deadly Six do.
yeah, they
Yeah.
really do. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can understand the school of thought of, like, some changes have to be made, and at which point is it no longer really even recognizable. I still would like them to give it a go, and the fact is, you don't have to bring them into the story as well. There are so many... It's quite funny. There are misconceptions about me. I've seen someone say, oh, Channel Dog would like to throw out the entire Sonic canon in favor of restoring the Archieverse. If I've ever made a point like that, then I must have misworded it, because while I would like Archie elements to definitely be restored in some capacity, I don't want to disrupt what they're working on right now. I think there's definitely fine-tuning that can be done, but I think they're moving in a direction that I'd like them to stick with. I would just like these characters to be represented in another way, and I think Hard Light Rewind has, if anything, presented an opportunity here. Because once they get to the 90s, I think it behooves them to show the Dicktoons, like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sad AM, and Underground. Maybe the OVA movie, but I don't know if that's wrapped up in copyright issues. I wish they could.
It probably still is.
Yeah, like Sega, like get into court, man. Get these things settled. But like,
Doesn't Sony own the distribution?
That
for
one
it?
seems to be a weird situation where like everything's just so spread out to
maybe.
like so many different people and so many businesses have
Yeah.
like vanished. So that one
Yeah.
seems like it would be like an actual nightmare. But I mean, you
I
could still
have-
try.
It would be like a headache to put together.
I own a piece of shrapnel from Metal Sonic. I will not allow this movie to release while my piece
It
of
really does
shrapnel
feel like it's something
features
like
in
that.
the film. I will hold this thing hostage for as long as it fucking takes for me to get recognized for Sonic's little toenail that I keep in a jar. Oh, enough. I'm gonna stop. But the fact
Please
is,
do.
I think Wild Brain owned the rights to those cartoons and stuff like that, and Sega obviously have a decent little relationship with Wild Brain because they also, I believe, own the rights to Sonic X, and they featured Sonic X in the initial trailer for Sonic Rewind. So we might just get the Dicktoons after all. And if they do, that could be, for me, that would be what I would need to see. That's what I would like. All I want to see is just get to that Sonic Rewind, have a bit of Sad AM in there, show a little Sally, show a little bit of Pingus Robotnik, Scratch and Grounder. That's all I need, because that is just an official acknowledgement, and it just means that it wasn't orphaned. So, I don't know about you, Ian, if
Oh.
you'd like something a bit more substantial. But then, Frank, what were you about to say? And then,
Real quick, it's Deke. Okay, I get what you're trying to do, but that
okay,
sounds
you know what,
horrible.
Ian, take your turn. He's just yammering. Go on, Ian.
I'll go do something else today. Fuck
Don't
it.
do Frank like that.
Did you have something else to say, Frank?
No, that was it. But if Pup wants to be that way.
Put your teeth back in, Frank. I'm not having gum stuff with you right now. Come on, Ian. What do you want to say?
No, I love the
David.
Sad AM characters, and I would be fine to have some acknowledgement of them. I really don't need them in the games. I think that just causes too. That no matter what, if you bring them into the games, Sally can't be Sonic's girlfriend, obviously, and she can't really be like a princess that's dealing with all this political stuff because she's just in a kingdom somewhere. So at that point, you might as well just kind of like grandfather them in as just like a cool part of the past that we can get new art for. Like that's why the Sonic, what was that mobile game they were working on? Where we thought they were going to be in it.
Blitz.
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 That's why that was so exciting, is because, okay, well, you might bring them in and you have like a little description and maybe some new modern art by like Evan Stanley or,
Yeah.
Adam Bryce
New
Thomas or
model.
whatever. That's really where I think
Yeah.
they belong. And also just like, re-releasing their DVDs and the comics and things in the ways that obviously they can get into a courtroom. They can figure out the ways to release the comics they want to release, or at least release reboot, right? Things like that. That's kind of the way I think Archie should be treated, is like, we're just not in a time or place where we can do those stories anymore, especially if we want to integrate them into games. So just honor their legacy, keep them around, give them some new art, give them some love, That's all I really ask for. Give them some plushes.
Good idea. That's
No,
why I
I-
think
yeah,
Blitz
like-
is actually the perfect place to do that too, because it would be such like free. I don't mean to keep using this, but it just makes so much sense. It's free real estate for exactly what you were saying. Just like fun little cameos and little descriptions of like, oh, this character appeared in the 1995 shit, like that kind of shit. Like it'd be neat. They could just have like a little museum type thing, almost like with the, when Gems Collection did that, they had all the comic covers in it or whatever. Like that's exactly what that would be basically. It's just a little
Like
history museum, a little exhibit of cool stuff that happened.
I've
Yeah.
heard that they're doing some like new merch that will have like game covers on them, including like different Sonic games throughout the ages as part of the Sonic Rewind. And I think that would be a perfect opportunity to bring in like some Sad AM Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff rep, because I think like Disney a little while back did these like VHS style handbag kind of deals and stuff, where it looked like a VHS case and it would have like VHS box art of like Aladdin and whatnot, and like sometimes they get a little more obscure as well and have like Disney sequels on there. I don't see why Sonic the Hedgehog can't just have things like that have like maybe the box art of like one of the old DVD volumes of like Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog or something on there, or the artwork from the Blu-ray release of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, where it's kind of like the Sonic 2 cover, but you've got little brown tails and you got Pingus Robotnik off in the back. Like I just want some Pingus Robotnik merch, man. Like it's my favorite version of the character. And here's the thing as well, purely based on the YTP and memes community, if you added Pingus Robotnik to Rumble, everyone would be on it. Everyone would be on it because he's a YouTube poop pop culture. He's a poop culture icon, okay? He is the inventor
That
of
actually
the
is a
meme.
really good point.
Like,
I mean,
feel
yeah,
like
I mean, look
potential
how
with that
crazy.
specifically.
I was gonna say, look how crazy people went for just Mike Pollock and Booms saying snooping as usual. I think.
exactly, and he sucked at it as well. It didn't even sound like penis.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, Bubsy has survived on meme value alone. Sonic in the past has tried to integrate meme value to mixed responses and stuff. But if they just casually, without even saying the word Pingus or anything, dropped Baldry's Robotnik into Sonic Rumble, the internet would explode and the hashtag Pingus would be everywhere. And Sega, I know that doesn't sound very great, but imagine a word associated with you trending. Yeah, like that idea now, don't you? This is why I'm a marketer. Hire me.
I think it would be such a simple thing to do at this point too, because like I don't even think making that 3D model would be that much of a struggle.
It wouldn't.
Like he doesn't have to look
I'll do
that
it.
crazy different from the base Eggman model anyway. Like it's
Also, give him a
It's-
fat ass. Give him a really fat ass.
seems very easy to do, and honestly, I didn't think of that, but I think you're actually really right on the money. If they just did something silly like that, people would really love it, and I think it would make a lot of headlines. It would probably solve a lot of the what the hell is Sonic Rumble problem just by doing that.
Yeah, it would get so much goodwill. Like, finally, the internet's favorite Dr. Robotnik is in a Sonic game.
And
It would be
yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, honestly, I was already saying, I don't remember if it was before the stream or not, but like they showed me a skin. Dave was playing the game earlier. I think it was before the stream started. Dave was showing the game off, and there's a skin in there. It was big, just in this. they just gave Big this really
Yeah, it's a
cool
Kingpin.
outfit. I don't even know how to
It's
describe it.
Kingpin
Oh,
Big.
Kingpin Big. Yeah, where's
Kingpin
Vanessa?
Big, like it's such a stylish little outfit for him, and he looks really cool. And like the character designers can do this. It would be so easy for to like reference silly fun stuff.
There is one issue that could happen though. You don't
too
want it to
hot for
be
the
like
game.
what
Too
you
sexy.
don't want to be like what Warner Brothers did, where they put Big Chungus in one of the
There's a
Looney Tunes
classy way
mobile
of
games.
there's a classy way of doing a meme integration, and I think if you just said alternate Robotnik, I don't know, USA Robotnik, just give him like a special net, or just call him Dr. Robotnik because the other one's Eggman anyway. Just call him Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
They
don't
could do that.
include any Pingus jokes or stuff like that. Give him an emote that has him going the promotion text above his head, and then he like turns it into a
Or
badge
that could
and
be a
puts it on
sticker.
him.
That could be a sticker.
Again,
Really
the
easy.
internet will just take care of it. Like, people are
yeah.
going to make Pingus jokes, so then the internet will just make the memes for you and spread it around. That's it. You're done.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
as well, you could
Pretty
also
cool.
like just give him references to Mean Bean Machine.
Yeah, you could call him Mean Bean
Or-
Robotnik or something. Like,
Yeah.
whatever
that would
they
be
gotta
perfect,
do, that would be a big deal. The thing is, they haven't even got the classic cast in there yet, so I don't think that's ever likely. But like, if we could launch
Give
a
'em
little
time.
campaign, let's make a petition or something. Pingus Robotnik for like not Crosswords, but like, I mean, why not Crosswords?
not?
To be honest, I tell you what,
Yeah.
like. They've got those alt skin slots. They've already showcased the Greg Ray Sonic on some of the on the 35th anniversary stuff because you could see him in one of the Chaos Emeralds. Give me a Greg Ray Sonic skin for Crossworlds and Rumble where he's got the mohawk. Give me that because we've done a lot of like Japanese classic Sonic now, and I'm all for him sticking around. But let's do that. Why not low poly Sonic? You're getting Pixel Sonic action figures, which is quite cool. Now get me Sonic R action figures where they have that low poly crunchy look to them, you know? Like, there's a real
Yeah,
market for a Sonic Rush collectible line, like where they're in that crunchy style.
Yeah, it's like we live in a world where the movies exist. There is no, and we also live in a world where Marvel exists. When people don't know what something is, like if you put Sally in a game as like a little collectible and someone goes, "What's that?" You know what they do? They grab that thing that's glued to their hand called a phone and they go, "Sally Acorn, click." And it goes, "Whoa, Sally Acorn was from this comic you can't buy. Have a nice day." You
Well,
go, "That's
Ian,
great." Now I know
You're
that."
actually you're completely wrong, Ian, because I've been chatting with the marketing team at Sega, and they told me that if that happens, someone will put the game down and go, "That's unfamiliar. I don't understand this series anymore," and will quit the franchise for good.
Which is why the movies make zero money. That's true.
Yeah, the movies are not successful because, like, who the fuck is Wade Whipple? You know, like.
I've been asking
It's
that.
gotta
since
be
day one.
Fair. Yeah, no. Well, and again, that's where it's so exciting for them too. Where it's like you could, if you put like a little collectible of all these different characters, you put a little thing you can click on, like Adventures Robotnik or whatever. You click a little thing on it, it goes, "By the way, Sonic has such a storied history. We're so cool. We've had shows since the '90s when Sonic came out, and here's this
Yeah.
Robotnik, and here's a little history about him. He's also,
we
you know,
had the
like
longest
main
running
character,
comic
you
of
know?
all
Look
time
him
at
up,
one
kids.
point.
There you go. Done.
Yeah, it's like, why are you trying to actively make your history look less impressive?
Yeah. Are you stupid? Yes.
It's really cool that we've got all these different versions and interpretations throughout history. It shows just how
Yeah,
many
and most of
different
them even
artistic-
worked.
It just shows how many
Yeah.
different artists really left their brush on this franchise, and that's special. But the thing is, I think Sega's trying to just be like, no, this is what Sonic is, and that they've really kind of maintained that mentality since 2017, really.
and they
but
just
you
grit their
don't-
teeth with the movies because they're like, "Fuck, they
The-
make
the-
us
the-
money."
The thing Sega will one day understand once they've got a younger generation running the show is that you don't get to decide what the franchise is once it's in the hands of the fans. Like, you can put out whatever you want, but if a fan decides that Archie's the definitive Sonic, then that is their prerogative. Sega don't get to say, "Nah, this is the definitive version." That's in the hands of the fans now. That is a pop culture icon you've created there. And that is something worth being very, very proud of. Like, I think they should take a lot of pride in that.
And more importantly, making money off of, because I will give you the money if you make me a Sally Acorn or Antoine plush. Do you want money, Sega? I will give you the money. Make
Yeah.
money. Hello?
Even if, and here's the thing, I don't want to encourage this, but even if they were to do the whole limited quantities thing, I hate that shit. But if they were like, "Oh, we don't know how well it will sell," do limited quantities. However, there is, of course, the U2's Sally Acorn plush in the works. Now, this is something I believe it's number 4 on the it's the 4th most popular Sonic character.
That's
for YouTube.
okay. I think I have. That's like not something that Sega or anyone put up there. That's like a concept that someone came up with, and it's a thing you can kind of vote on, right? Sort of like how Lego works.
Sega.
Now,
They did this before.
It's like
There's a number of ways around it. So, like, on one hand, Sega could just say, well, U2s would basically ask Sega to do it, and then Sega could say no. And that's realistically going to happen, which will make them very unpopular for a little bit, because, like, you've literally got people saying, I want this, I will buy this, and they're just going no. And it's like, you're a business. But, what they did with Ugandan Knuckles back in the day was renamed it to Dead Meme. And that was how they got around it, because Sega, I don't believe, would have signed off on a Ugandan Knuckles plush, so they called it Dead Meme.
You can just say, like, Acorn Princess. There you go.
Yeah, or someone suggested Dead IP, which I think is quite funny.
Also, by the way, Ken Penders exists, and he's making money off official Sega products. So fuck it, just do it.
Just do it anyway, yeah. And I'm seeing
That's
Gunnar
fair.
saying, yes, but you don't have to cater to those fans. But that's not a business model. Like, we're not going to cater to our fans is not a good business model.
We hate money.
It's the same thing with companies that try to. I guess this is a little off topic, but like companies that own, for instance, like the dub of something, right? Like, specifically, I was trying to watch a show called Sergeant Frog with some friends a while back, and there's an English dub that's pretty popular. It's got like a shit ton of the Dragon Ball doing a lot of great voices and stuff for the show. It's funny. It's like really, really well done. But the company that owns the dub or the original thing made it so that you just cannot legally obtain this dub anywhere anymore unless you buy the DVDs. And it's like, that's not lining anyone's pockets but the eBay seller. So
Yeah,
like
and piracy
when they do
as
stuff
well.
like that and they just refuse to actually put it out and allow you to buy it, it's like, well, what's the point of this? Like, if you're going to get mad at someone else for trying to do it, then do it. Provide the thing that they are trying to fight you on, and it's better for you. Like,
Well,
there's no
that's- yeah.
downside to that.
The
I
other
don't
thing is
understand.
also, like, it's like a similar discussion I've had about medicinal products is when you officially
Fair.
license the sale of these things, you can regulate
It's extremely
it.
fair.
You can now regulate that. You don't have to worry as much about people making their own bootleg Sonic the Hedgehog merch if you cater to them in the first place, and then you get to decide what represents these
Oh,
characters.
I
you
see
know?
what you're saying. So they should
Yeah.
make some official Sonic EXE merch then.
I mean, why not? Probably because
No, they should not do
there's-
that. Don't do that.
But at the end of the day, if it could make them
Sega,
money,
stop
if
listening
people
to
are
you.
willing to buy it, they could do it.
think
I would
Sega
buy
stopped
it for
listening
the
a
fuck
long
of it.
time
That'd be
ago.
funny.
I mean, I
Okay.
literally know of a
Yeah.
kid who had a Sonic.exe birthday party. Like, it's popular.
That's a bit much. The end
so
of
that was-
life for your birthday
so-
party. That's cool.
Hold on, so that
I mean, it's just
that
no
wasn't
different than
Sonic
having like a
EXE?
Freddy and Jason mask, and you're like,
I
I
mean,
want to have a
yeah.
slasher party. I'm a kid.
Immediately,
I mean,
my second
given
thought was
that-
the same thing. Yeah.
Given that Sonic EXE claims to be God, is it not a form of religious ritual?
Even
Yes.
better.
It is actually in the sequel to Sonic EXE, the original canon sequel. It was actually brought to be like a very religious cult thing.
Is it me, or does the concept
So it's just
get,
a religion.
like? I don't think the
It was,
concept is.
kinda.
I don't think the concept's scary to begin with. But is it me, or does the concept get way less scary when he calls himself God? It's like, okay, buddy, you can't.
It's very like
You're all
2000s
talk.
edgelord.
It
It's
is.
just
It's
really
like,
silly. I
how
love
do
it.
we make this
It's like
thing
Jeff the
threatening?
Killer. It's just funny.
Yeah, how do we make this thing threatening? Make it
Oh.
ridiculously all-powerful. Make it the maker of all. Like, no, that's dumb, man. Like, dial it down.
God,
Rein it
I
in.
would love to do a full episode about this specifically because I have so much to say about like just the fact that they took the idea of just Sonic when he kills his friends and they make there are so many characters and people have made their own creations now that go so far away from that concept that it's like there's legions, like not even exaggerating, legions of fan characters because of that take on completely different meanings and do different things. And it's just
Another
like
thing.
the amount of creativity from that and Friday Night Funkin' because of that is just kind of astounding that like it can take on that much life of its own. Like
another
it's almost unrecognizable in some cases, which is really interesting.
Another thing.
It's like a
real
new
quick.
species was born because of this shit.
Well, another thing is that I'm looking at like shopping listings on Google right now, and you can get anime soft plush toys, 33cm cartoon plush toy, the Hedgehog, and it's a Sonic EXE plush, $15.99 on Amazon.
Hedgehog.
There's another Sonic EXE plush on eBay. There's more on buy AliExpress. There's a Super Scourge plush that you can buy on Amazon for $21.95. And
cool.
that's got EXE eyes. And it's like, Sega, this money could be yours. They're making these and they're selling. There's a limited quantity of these here. They're selling. You could make these. I mean, you
Anyway,
can't
that was
make
my little
Scourge because that's
silly
Nintendo's,
tirade.
but-
I just find it very fascinating, all the stuff that sprung up because of a creepypasta and then a Friday Night Funkin' mod. It's just, it's
So,
very interesting to see how creative people are.
That wasn't Sonic EXE at the end of Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Yeah.
Oh
and
no, Frank. I
Well,
hate to break it to you.
Speaking of spooky things, I think it's time to move on to what I think is maybe the most exciting topic here now. And there's going to be spoilers for the Chaotix Case Files, the most recent episode. So if you haven't seen it, you've seen enough Sunset City for today. Get the fuck out of here. But if you
Yeah,
have
there's been a
seen
few
it,
long ones before.
if you have seen it, then goody
Or if
gumdrops,
you've listened to-
buckle in.
If you've listened to episode 6, I think you know where this is going.
So yeah, we got the latest episode of the Chaotix Case Files. The Case of the Red Spectre Part 1.
By the way, if
Yes.
you haven't figured it out yet, then you're more clueless than Charmy.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic couldn't figure it
And
out
you
either.
clearly,
without Vector's help.
you clearly have a life outside of looking at Twitter.
Yeah.
True.
To be fair,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought Sonic was going to be an infinite construct by the end of this. I thought Sonic and Eggman were fake by the end of the story, and Infinite was just fucking with Vector,
That'd be
which I
kinda
thought would
fun.
have been funny.
But yeah, like, what did we think of the episode overall before we kind of get into Infinite?
I'm so happy. I as a story person who just fucking loves stories, the fact that not only did they bring in the IDW characters and Gemerald and Vanilla and Cheese, but they reference things like Mimic. They set up a red herring like you do in a mystery story. They did the
Mhm.
I don't want to say the bare minimum. They did above the bare minimum, which is not something that Sonic used to do. Sonic used to do below the bare minimum. So like beforehand, and I'm not even saying if it was Mimic, it would have been bad. Beforehand, in a Sonic story, they would have gone, oh yeah, Mimic the octopus, he killed all Whisper's friends, and he's probably behind this. And they would go, I don't know about that. And then it would be Mimic by the end, and it would be really just like obvious the whole time. The fact that we weren't sure, like the fact that I had conversations about this with people, and the fact that Infinite being a candidate for this at all was interesting, is something to be celebrated, I think, because not only did they pull off a cool mystery with a great twist that I would say probably got a few people surprised. I think there were probably plenty of people who didn't expect it coming to see it. The fact that they bring him back,
I wasn't expecting it.
you weren't expecting.
Neither was-
See,
no,
like
I
Frank
wasn't
wasn't
either.
expecting it.
So when
Like
Well, and also people who
the
just
fact that
don't
they
know who
bring him
Infinite is.
back, he feels actually threatening. And I've said this on Twitter and stuff, but the fact that despite how bad and stupid Forces is, with how Infinite's
Yeah.
handled, how dumb his backstory
Very
is,
stupid.
yeah,
the fact that he overreacted and immediately claimed godlike power and got his ass kicked like 9 times by regular people is the perfect backstory now for him to be so mad and pissed off at all of these people, which makes him retroactively so much better because he goes from being a spoiled brat who doesn't get his way to someone who now has plenty of motivation to be the way he is. And it fits so much better that he's like talking in these long monologues, because it was part of his plan to wait for the power to happen. But like, it is now, we just have, like Pup said the other day, he said, Sonic has his own Mysterio now, basically. He just has this petty bitch who likes to make illusions and fuck with people like SPO. But he's also a big threat when he wants to be, which I think is very interesting. Like, even Eggman is like trying to weasel his way out of it. Like, great job. Thanks for bringing them to me, right? And he's like, no.
well, on a
And,
note of the
it's
Mysterio
very
thing,
cool.
you know what they could do? So Infinite needs to be in view of the astroscopic lenses at all times, right?
Yeah.
What are lenses made of?
Supposedly.
Lenses are made of glass.
Like glass?
Yes. Now, what if he were to melt that glass down into something he could wear, like a fishbowl or something? Just make him Mysterio, damn it.
Don't do that. I was going to say,
Jeez.
like,
No.
somehow integrate it into his mask.
Yeah,
Yeah, they could
the
do
mask
that
makes
too.
sense.
That could happen. I mean, I'm just gonna say real quick. I don't know if anybody else felt the way, but really heavy adventure vibes. This feels like an adventure era story.
yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah, it
something about it
does.
just feels
It-
very
It
adventure.
does. Yeah.
I'm just.
Um,
Oh, go on.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna point out one other thing. The voice. I can't pronounce the name. Apologies, but he had his spotlight today, and the Infinite render that they chose doesn't feature the Phantom Ruby on it at all.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have it anymore.
Wait, then how does...
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, so the voice actor of Infinite is Alejandro Sab, I believe, who
Yes.
voiced Gemel in one of the previous episodes as well. I thought it could have been
Yes.
SBO at first when I was hearing it, but like,
I did.
no, it.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah,
do
yeah, I
want to
can hear that.
quickly, before we talk about Alejandro Sab, I do want to mention the reason why Liam O'Brien didn't return. And one thing I did like was that Alejandro Sab said, you know, he wanted to honor Liam O'Brien's original performance and stuff. So he's shouted him out and stuff. That's really nice to see him getting his respect and stuff like that. Liam O'Brien didn't return because he voiced Zaz in Sonic Lost World and he voiced Infinite in Sonic Forces. And the reason stated was that he just wasn't interested in returning to the Sonic franchise. And people might take that personally. First of all, don't. Second of all, though, if you've worked on Sonic Lost World and Sonic Forces, I don't blame you for being uninterested in
Yeah.
returning.
Yeah.
It's not exactly
Well,
like
that's
you
a
had much
great-
to chew on, you know? Like...
I
Yeah.
didn't think of it
Yeah,
like
no.
that. That makes me a little sad that he doesn't.
The only
I mean-
the two games
Yeah.
that he's been introduced into, and he was
Or,
given
like,
the
baby
short
doo-doo
end of the
games
stick.
for
like you're
babies.
told, you know, oh
I
yeah,
didn't
Sonic
even
has
think of
like
that.
Sonic has great villains. You open the script. I am not weak. He's like, I'm not. We're good.
I
But
can see him
God.
feeling that way about Infinite specifically. I at least think the dialogue was written at least it had like some fun to it in Lost World. At least like there was some silly jokes and bits,
Yeah.
but like Forces is just as boring as
Yeah.
it could be. I think.
yeah,
It's-
but yeah, go on.
Mhm. No, I was just gonna say this about Infinite earlier. I'm so happy that like I know I've clowned on him in the past, but
He's a clown, yeah.
yeah, but I'm so happy they've gave this character a second chance because
Same here.
honestly,
Yeah,
he's
me
got a cool design. His powers are actually sick, in my opinion. Like I think they are really cool, and there's like a lot of potential with storylines and stuff like that. There's even a line he says that I know me and Dave have talked about where we're like, we want to see that. Where he says like, you know, he can make the world into a never-ending nightmare.
Where's
And
this
it's just
render
like-
of Infinite, by the way? Did someone send it to me?
Oh, I can get it. Yeah,
Thank
I can
you.
get it.
No, I love that concept too. That and also like, it's nice to have a unique
go.
blend of. Thank you. It's nice to have a unique new brand of shithead villain for Sonic. You know.
Yes.
Where am I looking? Is it the bounce back? Oh yeah. I
Bounce
see.
back.
Oh yes, he does. Where is this? Where'd you find this?
It's
This
on
is-
Alejandro's character spotlight.
Here, I'll
Now,
send the video.
I also just wanted to note that Alejandro Sub could not have done a better job as Infinite if he tried. He was absolutely brilliant. He was menacing.
Also,
Perfect.
He sounded. Go on.
I don't know. I'm just gonna say real quick because I know in the video he holds a Mimic plush for a little bit, so he could be hinting that he could be voicing Mimic in the future. I don't know.
I mean, if he's, you know, like, if they want to give people multiple roles in this franchise now, we've got really good voice actors here.
Oh, yeah.
That's the double twist. It's not Infinite. It's just Mimic.
It is Mimic. That'd be
Oh,
really funny.
no.
I think
No,
if
don't,
they do
don't
that,
do
if they
that.
successfully pull off a double twist like that, or if it's like Mimic and Infinite, I would have to do a standing ovation because I would not have seen that coming in a million years.
He just goes, "What? You think that guy's alive?"
No, there is
You
a
think then
question
SBO is like
because-
triple confused because he's like, am I in love with Rouge, Infinite, or Mimic? What the fuck?
Well, there is another question here because Infinite mentions a benefactor who supplied him one of the astroscopic lenses, right? So, the question is, who is the benefactor? My theory is that it's Enigma the Jackal from the Chaotix comic, because it would just make sense. Chaotix comic, Chaotix case files. One is a jackal, the other is a jackal. They could be in cahoots. Maybe that's a little profile-y, but like, the fact is, Enigma the Jackal was stealing artifacts from the Mythsonian. Could that not have included one of the astroscopic lenses?
Up,
And
all I'm thinking.
Actually, not to mention,
you've said
the
Jackal so
duo
many times.
Enigma and Infinite sounds awesome. That
Jackal,
sounds really cool.
Jackal,
If they
Jackal,
were
it's a
actually
jackal.
Yes, I was going there. It was like, yeah, you said Jackal so many times. I was thinking.
It wasn't right the
Family Guy.
first time you said it. Why the hell would it be right the next 10 times?
I do think it might be because of the things they're trying to set up in the comic right now as well. That whole like question about the coffin and what all this imagery means. I could see it being Starline setting up like almost like a multimedia plan where he's taking control of Metal Sonic. He's lured Sonic and Bell and Sage to this area in the comic. He's responsible for whatever the hell's going on in case files because he sent Infinite that glass. Because I think him working from the shadows and trying to maybe work again with someone else who was wronged by Eggman, just like he tried to do with the Deadly Six, would make sense for him, even though that really backfired real bad.
Oh yeah.
I think it could be Starline. I think it'd be a Starline return thing for a big
Speaking of
comic 100 and
comics,
stuff, and maybe the next game.
I forgot that issue 85 came out the other day.
I am very not caught up on the comics though, aside from like the
yes.
previews.
Well, I think we
will
actually
say
have a
with
super chat
with
about
the whole
that, so we can touch on it.
transmedia. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, go on. Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I think with the whole like transmedia spin that Dylan was going off there, I've been kind of thinking about this a lot myself because I'm like thinking, okay, Sega's probably had this planned. Like, okay, with this next game, we've done Frontiers now. We're gonna try and start doing this push of like everything's like all connected, mixed media stuff like that. Let's play around with it. Let's lead towards the next game, possibly.
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
gosh, wait.
Well, I was
isn't
saying, like,
the rumor of the next game, it's going to be dimensions based as well. Like there'll be different dimensions. That was one of the
maybe?
leaks, at least.
I-
If that's the
think
case,
that
this sets up
was-
everything so perfectly.
Well, something
Yeah,
I was
'cause, like,
saying.
why would
was-
they go post Frontiers now? That's what I've been thinking about. It's like there was like they've decided to go, okay, we're going past Sonic Frontiers now. And now all this stuff is
catch up.
starting to happen. Yeah.
Well, something else
Yeah.
I've been thinking, I mentioned this on Twitter actually, is I think the most exciting thing they could possibly do at the end of Chaotix Case Files would be to end it on a cliffhanger that leads into the next mainline game. Because imagine your next game, your next mainline game comes along, and your main cast are Sonic the Chaotix, Infinite's the main villain. You've got Sage in there. You've got Tangle and Whisper. Like that would set the freaking world on fire.
I could see them setting that up for the comic. I think since they're hyping up issue 100 of the comic so hard, aside from the fact that it's the 100th comic, I think that would be a really good place to do that as well, because I feel like we're probably pretty far away from the new game. So having a teaser or like a sneak peek for it right at the end of the case files is probably
I
less
wouldn't
likely.
be surprised
Like,
if the new game's this year, though. Like, at least, like, announcement is this year, if you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll do something like that. It seems like they're putting everything together right now. So I think it'd be weird if they didn't try and mesh them all together, like leading up to the big new game where everything is connected finally.
Yeah. I'm just quickly checking over the super chat. There is a super chat about IDW85 anyway, so we can discuss that during the super chats. But like just as much as I would have loved to have seen it in a visual form, just you've brought in Tangle and Whisper in their first like voiced roles in the franchise, and they're throwing down with Infinite. That is so fucking cool. Like, however, it is important to still, be a little critical of things. Like, I'm very happy with the way things are right now. I've even been quite critical of, some of the more modern characterization aspects to these characters, but I think they've all across the board been really well characterized in the Chaotix case files. Dr. Robotnik got some very cool moments in that most recent episode as well. I've been kind of over the aura farming mumble rap Robotnik and much more into like a bit more of a belts his lines of dialogue Robotnik, and we got a bit more of that in that most recent episode where he started to really kind of take the upper hand for himself before Infinite showed up. I also love how after Vector announces the next episode, Infinite just creeps back in just to get the last word. Like, and I think, you know, making him...
He's a theater man.
Yeah, he's an insecure, overly theatrical guy who just fakes it until he makes it, basically. And that is a very compelling villain for Sonic to have. In a time when Sonic has kind of needed some fresh new villains, you know?
Yeah, it's especially because Sonic is 100% self-assured, confident. So having a villain that is a crybaby bitch that is very unconfident is a really good match. Especially if you give him god power.
It also puts Infinite's origin story into perspective. I think a big problem with Forces. I think one of the many big problems with Forces was that you spend the game building up Infinite to be this badass, and they hint at his origin story in the game, like mentioning like, oh, what a sad place to, you know, be brought into the world, and referring to Eggman's lab and stuff like that.
Yeah. I still don't get why they treat him like that, because he was just a guy before.
Well, yeah, like that's the problem. Is not only does it not line up, but his origin story is the most fucking flaccid thing ever. But now that we have a piece of reference material showcasing that he's actually a gestating little theater kid with delusions of grandeur and an impossible amount of power that he knows how to obtain, that much better aligns with the whole, oh, I'm not weak, Shadow, what the fuck, man, origin story, you know?
It's great.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if you know, just to kind of go off a little bit of like the transmedia talk earlier, if Infinite, theoretically, if he was in the next game, would they show any flashbacks to Forces, and would they get Ian to rewrite some of that?
God, I hope they do, because when they flash back to Forces, it'll be so funny compared to what their writing is now.
Either that or they do...
It's like in... Wait a minute. That's like in... not that these are bad stories, but it's like in Kingdom Hearts 3, when they flash back to the previous two games and everything just looks like shit. And I'm like, dude, if you're going to show me this scene again, just re-render it with the new models. What are you doing?
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Just
stop using old footage. But, yeah, like, I mean, it would just be funny if they're like, and now Infinite's Origins serious version, and they show him forgetting to take his sertraline before he has his fight with Shadow, and that's why he has a crash out.
Yeah.
He's just such a dumb bitch. I love him.
He's a silly guy. But I mean, he always had potential. He went from being the potential man to finally doing some shit. It might be too soon to judge though, because
don't want to scratch my own balls with this one, but like he definitely had potential, because I have that video about rewriting him, and it's my only video to pass 1 million views. So like,
is
people really wanted that.
Balls your idea of complimenting yourself? What?
It could be.
Huh. Well, yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, he's been a potential man for a long time. But the thing is, anyone that's watched Doctor Who knows that a finale can ruin everything. So I'm not holding my breath yet. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna hope that they do him justice and that he doesn't get a humiliating, awful defeat. Like, or that he doesn't.
Hey, at least they showed him. Like, they didn't just go, oh, it's Infinite. And
Infinite's
then
on his way, and then he climbs out of a hole as a big skeleton. And
yeah,
we mentioned that last week. We mentioned that literally last week.
He's a big skeleton who eats people. That's it.
Oh, Infinite is here. Oh no.
Oh, he's a big dog, you know.
Yeah, he's a big
dog.
He's a big CGI dog. I mean, Infinite is a big CGI dog. A jackal is basically a dog, right? A form of dog.
I don't know what they're more related to.
I want to look at one. I'm gonna look at a picture of a jackal. It's a jackal. Yeah, that's a dog. That's literally just a dog.
Well, no, they look kind of fox-faced to me, and foxes aren't. Well, actually, foxes are
a canine.
I thought they were. They're not lupine, or that's the.
No, they're part of the Kanai family or the something family. They're not technically dogs, but I say they're just dogs because, to all intents and purposes, they're just. I mean, all animals are dog until proven cat, as far as I'm concerned.
A jackal. Jackals are not dogs in the domestic. Well, no shit, Google.
There's a dog.
This is what you get with Google
I mean,
AI.
a jackal.
Jackals are not dogs in the domestic sense.
Did I just hear AI?
Huh.
Dylan's using
Yeah, the
AI.
Google AI thing. No, it's at the
Oh, I
top
mean,
of the page
fuck
every
you.
No,
time you
I
search.
know.
How
I'm
am I not
aware.
supposed
I'm
to see it?
aware. I know.
Yeah. I love that it says that they're not dogs in the domestic sense. Like I'm fucking stupid.
Fucking idiot.
Dude, I can't own a jackal. Why?
Why can't I own it?
I mean, not with that attitude.
I mean, I was thinking the other day, like, I was chatting with some friends about how, like, I think foxes are really cute, and I'd love to pet one. And, like, if you pet one, it loses its survival instincts. And I was like, that's a good point, but what if I would have just adopted? It's like, they'd chew on cables and shit. And it's like, okay, well, all right. The most respectful thing you can do for a
That
fox...
was a dog.
The most respectful thing you can do for a fox is to just appreciate them from a distance. Yeah, but dogs have an inherent ability to learn because of centuries of domestication and evolving alongside human... I say centuries, like really more millennia of evolving alongside human beings. Foxes don't have that, so they don't necessarily have that same capacity to learn or to communicate and coexist with humans. It can be done, it's just very difficult. They're generally outside creatures.
So what you do with a fox is you ask them what it says, and then you just move on with your life.
You write a successful song about it. Yeah.
Careful with that. That's
Daisy,
an
do you have anything to say about this? Say meow. Can you say meow?
It's an antique worth
Say
breaking.
meow. Come on, say meow to the
Amazing.
microphone. Come on. She's not gonna say meow.
She never usually shuts up. This is kind of like this is a Michelin J Frog scenario.
She just woke up. She's confused.
Why is she confused? You're a live cat. That's normal.
Well, no, when she wakes up, she gets all like baby confused. You know, like what? Huh?
All right, let's log down these super chats, shall we?
Yep.
All right.
You're a little baby.
Oh, look. And we'll do it kind of table order. I don't know what order Penguin and...
Why don't we just go down the Discord list?
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to do it that way, we can do it that way. Just let me...
Be a nice little switch up.
Yeah, nice little change of pace. You know.
Yeah.
Down. Anybody want to make commentary as I log these? It's just thing anymore.
I thought you were doing it while we were talking before, so I did.
I'm not. Yeah,
Can they
I
make
should've.
Infinite more like an Anubis?
I don't know if this means anything, but I just saw someone on Twitter talk about the infinite render in that video.
Uh-huh.
And someone said they've put the Crossworlds render lighting on him.
Well,
I mean,
I trust whoever said that, I guess. Infinite
When is-
Festival coming soon.
When does Sonic get a new render?
Oh, that means. Oh, that's sad. That means the complete Infinite mod that's really, really good over Silver is going to be retired.
False infinite.
or you could just play
False
that
Infinite.
too. Yeah, just have. Oh no, he could be OG.
I mean, that's kind of like
Infinite, 'cause he was
DLC
the
version a
first.
little bit.
He was the first Infinite. You know, he came first. He's Infinite 1.
That is true.
Um,
Well, that's what I think I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but when Tangle and Whisper released, the Tangle and Whisper mod, or at least the Tangle mod that existed for a while, changed the name of the mod page to False Tangle. And it's just like, dude,
oh man,
you carried
should've
the
been
torch
Tangle
well it-
number 1. Yeah, Tangle's. The,
yeah, no,
the-
like
the
I think it's
pre-Tangle.
probably just a jest. It's a gag,
I-
but like
I know, I
you
know.
carried the torch until she was real. It's like that's awesome.
Love your Tangle. But okay, right. Let's get started. So Frank, that means you're first up. This oh burger.
Oh, Mr. Krabs with the $1.99 US. It's Wrangle for Tangle Time Friday, y'all, and Dave.
Why is Dave separate?
Why wasn't Dave, part of the
Dave
y'all?
is the Tangle person.
Makes
'Cause I'm
sense.
Tangle.
I guess.
Dave is the first ever Tangle tuber.
Imagine if Tangle actually said like, "Hello, it is me, hi. I'm just Tangle." All right, next super chat.
And
Dave.
an even worse sedated
We
Charlie
sure are
from,
tangled
Smiling
up in
Friends.
something now.
Dave, you're
Right.
up with this.
Brazilian Reels. Thank you to
Like Instagram Reels.
Jorno.
Yes.
Don't trip him up.
IDW85, pretty neat. Bell and Sage had a nice dynamic. Yep. But Sonic's side was him talking to himself. Interesting. Hope next time it feels like it's going somewhere.
So
I've seen only a little bit of the Bell and
Hmm.
Sage interaction, and I was pretty vocal about wanting to see what that was going to be like. I didn't expect it to be that they didn't get along. I really thought that Sage was going to be more interested in how Eggman basically, I mean, unintentionally kind of threw away someone who he called a daughter. I thought that would be like a big thing for her to be like, what if he gets sick of me? You know, that kind of thing. Like,
I think we're
or like
definitely-
maybe her to get
think-
mad at Eggman
I don't
for
think
doing that
Sage-
to Bell.
I
but-
think Sage is going to be more like, yeah, while Bell is going to be more like, God dang, like, why could you accept her and not
Well, yeah,
me?
Bell's pissed.
Yeah,
She's
Bell's-
she's pissed that Eggman has a daughter, and Sage is just like, I don't care. But the thing, it's funny because I thought my brain was thinking of it as the New Horizons ending Sage, who is just like definitely like a good-ish person, you know,
I
like who
don't know,
cares
I
a lot
thought-
about her father and stuff.
I thought Final Horizon
This to me
Sage
feels like the
was-
other ending.
I thought
This feels
Final
like regular
Horizon-
ending Frontiers.
I completely disagree with that. I think Final Horizon Sage moved away from Sage's kind of redemption. Throughout the original ending, she kind of learns to trust Sonic and stuff, and then kind of joins forces with him for the greater good, while her reason for joining forces with Sonic in Final Horizon was because the world is Eggman's to conquer, and if there's no world left, he's got no world to conquer. So I think this is much more on brand for Final Horizon Sage, personally.
Okay, you know what? You're right. I forgot about that difference. I was thinking about the fact that in the original ending, she dies, you know, in quotations, and
yeah.
he has to rebuild her. So
Yeah.
I was thinking it was like that was the rebuilt Sage who doesn't have as much of an attachment to anything else.
just made a
But I
backup.
think you're right. I think I was forgetting about that part.
Choose your canon.
Eggman just made a backup.
We tried to clear it
Yeah.
up, but now we ended up with 2 endings for our most recent mainline Sonic.
Yeah, no, I
I
think
think
you're right. I think they probably are. They are going off Final Horizons.
The
That makes
thing
more
Yeah, I
is,
sense.
think Final
um,
Horizon is canon.
It looks like the big thing is like them kind of exploring this kind of like underground area where they've noticed that like someone's kind of been shacking up in there. Shacking up? As in, like, is that like when you make a home for yourself? Is that just sex?
That's for Bonin, I think.
Right. Okay. So made it into their little shack, and like the speculation.
squatting
is
there.
Yeah. The speculation is that it's Starline, and we've seen a big coffin as well, which is quite a fun thing to see in Sonic. I've noticed that there has been some disagreements about Sonic's dialogue. This is one of those occasions where I'm actually just like, it's fine. He's a quirky little guy in his head, maybe. But what I will say is, unfortunately, it does mark another trend, because I was saying, like, Sage presents an opportunity to make things a bit more interesting in the IDW comics. The problem we have here now is that we're kind of sticking with the old pacing model that we've had for quite a while now, where it's super duper uber pooper cooper slow, but like it will suddenly ramp up all at the last minute, maybe. Because here we've got another issue where you've waited a month for an issue where they walk around a cave and talk for a bit, minus a salamander this time, and that's the issue. And it's like, I don't know, these just aren't good enough to be waiting an entire month. Not enough is happening here. And then I'll bet by the time something starts happening, it'll be wrapped up in a couple of issues, because that is how it has been recently. Like, we set the stage, we explore a little bit, quickly, conflict, it's over. I don't want them to do that. Maybe there's a possibility, because like, I've heard the other thing is like people saying, maybe Chaotix isn't going to lean into the next mainline game, but will lead into the comics instead. At least that means something interesting can happen for the comics. We can have another big event status story, but we really need something big now, I think.
I think Return of Starline being set up like this could be huge, because because the Chaos Emeralds are gone, right?
could
That's
be,
part of the
but-
problem.
But is he going to do
Like
anything?
that's kind of big.
Is it going to be just
If he's
diminishing
got
returns?
the emeralds,
No, but that's what
what
I'm
if
concerned
what if
about.
it's infinite? Oh my gosh, what if it's infinite Megani? Or sorry, not sorry, that's her other name. Infinite Enigma,
Sage? Oh, right,
Mimic,
Enigma.
and Starline.
I mean,
all
yeah,
of
that,
them.
You know
that
what?
would be
funny?
an exciting plot.
I think that would be exciting, and also, you know,
For the
having
League of
Infinite
Villains.
in the mix and making like having another big event, like Because remember, the last time we saw Starline, it was the Metal Virus saga, which
No, it wasn't.
be honest,
Yeah,
Last time we
it
saw
was-
last time we
Wait,
saw
was it?
Starline was Imposter Syndrome.
Oh, imposter
Oh
syndrome.
my
Yeah,
fuck!
because he gets killed by
Look,
or
Yeah,
I
that
forgot
was
about
that was
Imposter
quite a
Syndrome,
ways after
okay.
that. That was the thing, is that like we had that big event with Metal Virus, and then we went to Imposter Syndrome, which was cool because we were going character focused and building that up. But like the current pacing model of IDW Sonic just isn't what it was under Metal Virus and Angel Island Saga. And Ian, I don't know if you know or can correct me if I'm wrong here, but was Metal Virus not just a carryover from Archie?
No, it was. I think.
Yeah,
he's
I mean, it was a
mentioned
story. I think the way he
carryover.
described it, it was almost like, you write it down on a napkin. Like it wasn't like explored or anything,
Oh,
or like he had
okay.
like, oh, Antoine will die and Bunny will die. Like it was just an idea that he could use.
Yeah. But like yeah,
It's
because you
interesting.
notice that like early IDW has these massive stories, massive events. Like Angel Island Saga was huge, and that's before we even got to Metal Virus. Like Metal Overlord, like trying to claim the Master Emerald, Super Neo Metal Sonic and Knuckles fighting side by side, Burning Blaze, like that shit was so fucking cool. And then you had Metal Virus, and I
Yeah.
think a critique of
Tanglin
Metal
Whisper were there.
Virus. Yeah, and I think a critique with Metal Virus was that it went on a bit too long. But I think they've overreacted by like condensing these things down, but then like having a massive build up to these tiny little minuscule skirmishes, effectively.
Was Metal Virus releasing during the COVID years?
Is
Is that why it took so long?
I think it was.
Yeah, it didn't help that it.
There was a
released-
big hiatus for a while. I remember there was like a months and months and months where there were no comics because of
I
obviously
believe-
obvious.
That was also
But,
partly down to fears of it maybe being a bit inappropriate, I believe. Just
Yeah,
for the
so like
time.
I do think the Metal Virus itself went on too long. Like it did kind of it dragged on a bit after by the time it ended. But I think reading it all back to back, it's probably better.
The thing
I
is
don't
also
know.
Nick
I
made a
haven't,
good
I haven't
point.
reread it.
Nick made a good point in one of his videos, where he
Yeah.
says the thing with the Metal Virus going on as long as it does is it feels like an actual endurance test for the characters. Like,
Yeah.
this thing is
Yeah,
a
no,
big
that's fair.
thing that's lasted a very long time and has exhausted these characters and pushed them to
I
their
think it's the
absolute
closest he's come to
limits.
losing. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's
like-
the closest
it
we've
is-
seen Sonic to losing in a long time.
It's probably one of the darkest, like, things that Sonic has ever been through. And you gotta think, this happened off the heels of Forces and was kind of a revenge
Yeah.
for the whole Mr. Tinker thing. We just need something that does that again. And I know that Sega, like, their kind of mentality now is the comics are supplementary media, so you don't want to do anything too disruptive for the games, because they're now canon. But I'm like, dude, maybe walk that back. Or, like, make them canon, but, like, don't make them beholden to it, because right now we've got this comic series where we build up to cool little things and they never quite emerge. And I sometimes wonder, why are we even bothering with this from month to month, because just so little can sometimes happen.
Like,
Like-
watching a Dragon Ball fight in real time.
Like, can anyone
Like, month to month.
safely... Anyone that read the latest IDW issue, was it worth the wait? Was it actually worth the wait? Can you say you're satisfied and happy to wait another month to find out what happens next? Would you be happy if what happens next is as kind of small potatoes as what happened this time?
Do you think?
No, I mean,
Not to prolong this super chat, but
post Metal Sonic
But,
are just simply.
It was
oh,
just a very
always fun.
good. It was a good one.
Yeah.
yeah, no, not to prolong it a ton more, but like, what would you think is the answer to that? Do you think we? Because you already said the pacing kind of goes from 0 to 60, and that's not good either. What do you think the answer would be to this problem? Because I can't really picture it in my head. If it's work faster, that's not
No,
really an
it's
answer.
not
And if
that.
it's
No, the
do
the,
more work,
the
per
solution.
month. I don't know if they.
No, my proposed solution is go back to what they were doing before, when they did like the Angel Island saga and the Metal Virus. I mean, it doesn't have to be full on Metal Virus, but just have something with some more action in it throughout. A story that hinges a bit more on high speed action and stuff like that. And get to the point a little bit quicker if you're going to make it a quick story. Otherwise, if you're going to do a slow burn, keep it consistently slower and explorative, you know?
Yeah, not jump up to, action at
a
the
lot
blink
of-
of an eye or whatever.
A lot of people have pointed out that the Soleil arc, like you've got the first couple of issues that set up like the gala and everything, and it's really cool and intriguing. But once you actually get into the action, it's over before you know it. It's just a matter of pacing it. Enough of this slow, quick. Just pace it steadily.
Better pacing. No, that's
I mean,
fair.
it's like Sonic forces his momentum problem and how it just jumps up to full speed rather than gradually going there in a way that you can predict. Fun. But okay,
Okay,
we'll move out. We'll move our little way along. Borger. Penguin, you're up.
Mr. Krabs with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Mr. Povo. Now you maggot, head to Namek to get the Dragon Ball, but first hyperbolic time chamber trading maggots. Warrior. Hyper Leon time labor training.
I love how much heart
you,
you
Mr.
put into
Krabs.
that, considering like usually like people who aren't necessarily always the most regular fixtures are like, what the fuck? Still at this point, but like you just dive
I
straight.
don't know why
in
this
there.
one got me so much. I think it's because
Yeah.
it's Team 4-Star reference mainly is what made it funny.
Yeah,
Or the
with
fact that I
60
didn't expect Wario to be at the end of the sentence, even though it's Mr.
Yeah.
Krabs doing it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Now, Garrulus 64, you've got the next one, Borger.
Excellent. I wish I could have read that one. Giorno, the five. Who was this?
Brazilian
Is this the
Reals,
Brazilian
Frank.
Reals?
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
Then Giorno says, "Hope Case Files has an open-ended finale because I want to see more of Infinite with these unique powers. Like, don't go back to the status quo." I agree, and I think what's going to
Same.
happen is he's not going to have the full power of the lenses, but he'll probably have like at least one, so he can keep doing his illusion bullshit.
There's a little Japanese
have him-
Sonic art calendar thing that actually confirmed that Infinite did return a little sooner, and those are, I believe, treated as a form of canon. But like, no one
Yeah.
really knows about those. No one can really be expected to know about those.
Actually, I
am
think
in.
I saw someone talking about that.
I did too, but a lot of people like to act like it's obvious when it's really not. Not all of
No,
us
no,
live
I
on our
think it was
computers.
confirmed the time frame of when that happened.
Oh right, yeah.
It was before. It was sometime after Forces, but before Frontier. So Case Files would technically be his grand return.
A nebulous time frame.
Yeah. I
Big
will say I
forces.
hope he sticks around because I just want to see him in Crossworlds. I want to see him in Rumble
Yeah.
now. Like,
Maybe.
This genuinely
Audio
wanna
drama
see him
has to
spin-off
leave
games.
on a cliffhanger. It has to.
Eggman
leave on a
building an
cliffhanger.
infinite
No way
miniature
they saw
figure is
this
really
in the finale.
Well, what if
That's
what
so
if
funny.
what if Sega have taken the hint regarding Zavok and said, "Okay, fine, here's a different one instead," and it's like, "Yep, that's better. Please, can this
that's
be the
what
case?"
we've been waiting for.
Well, I mean, I've already said it, but like, if you have an issue with Infinite, why is that when everyone's openly accepted that Zavok and Zaz are back?
I mean, I
Right?
haven't, I haven't accepted that.
I mean, I haven't.
I don't
but like,
care
it's
at this
like, but
point.
if you can have those guys back, how is Infinite any worse?
I
I'll
tell
say
you
it.
what,
I
I
like
can,
Zaz. I think
yeah,
I like
can-
Zaz now. He's silly.
Zaz
You know what?
is the one that I like.
yeah, Zaz I
Yeah,
can work with.
He's one of the
Za-
good ones.
The problem with Zavi Zedek is just that he is Sonic Bowser. Like, and on a fundamental level, get that out of here. He doesn't need a Bowser.
I mean,
But Zaz,
it's
you
been
know-
extremely obvious since day one that he's Sonic Bowser. That's all he is.
They could easily turn
Except worse.
like if there's one Zeti that they could bring back other than Zaz, Xena. Just give her more of a personality. Have it so that Xena and
Sure.
Zaz are banging. Like make them kind of like your Joker and Harley of the
I-
Sonic universe.
Okay, I agree with. Actually, you know what? I don't even think I agree with the Joker and Harley thing 'cause I hate that. That's
You
not
had
a
to stop.
that's not a dynamic I could respect anymore for any reason.
Well,
I
if
just-
we take the cringe aspect out of like society, the Joker and Harley Quinn is a great dynamic. But it's just unfortunate that
I mean,
has been so.
He's horrible to
fucking-
her.
Yeah, and that's a great story dynamic. You could play the violence up for laughs in Sonic in that you could have him have like a big mallet that he pulls out of his anus, and then she could have a big mallet that she pulls out of her hair, and then they just bonk each other like Punch and Judy, effectively.
Okay. Right, I
Only
kind of
doing
like
it
that
for
idea
Xena
where they
back.
just beat the shit out of each other all the time. That's funny.
I mean, they're Zeti. Like they probably have different social standards. We've seen Knuckles and Rouge beat each other in fucking Sonic X. But Amy was the problem. Sorry, I forgot about Amy. She got angry when she had reasons to get angry, and that's a problem.
No,
Right,
I
go on,
think they
Frank.
should bring back Master Zik and just
Frag,
play into the fact
stop
that he's
him.
really old and decrepit even
Stop him.
more.
They need
He
to all
dies.
go in a blender.
He just dies.
Make
He becomes
Master
that
Zik-
worm from SpongeBob, you know?
I was about
like-
to say the chocolate one, right? The one that was like, I remember when they first invented chocolate.
Yeah. We get the exact same voice actor for that as well. like,
Yeah,
that-
yeah, yeah.
They voice Zik now.
Zaz like, how's it
Mark
going,
Hamill's,
Grams?
That was Tom Kinney.
Zaz is
Get
like,
Tom Kenny then.
how's it going, Gramps? Oh my God, Zaz, what the fuck are you doing? Do you have some chocolate?
Well, Zaz is
for
just
me?
Fuzzy Lumpkins from the Powerpuff Girls now, and
He
I'm all
is, he
for it
is,
personally.
All right, let's
He
go
needs a
on to that
musket.
next. Let's go on to that next super chat. So boring. Ian, you're up.
All right, I'll do this one real quick, and then I do actually have to dip a little early today. Sorry about that.
Sure thing, no worries, man.
No
Take it
worries.
easy.
No worries. I gotta run this
Let's
too.
look at it right here. All right, we've got Mr. SP3753, who's been a member for 1 year. Thank you for $313 US dollars. Bring back the Mean Bean Machine robots. I agree. Those guys, I don't think those guys have ever been used in anything ever again, have they?
Just bring all those guys from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog into the fray.
Yeah.
It'd be great. But like, yeah, no. So do you need to head out now, Ian?
Yes, I do actually have to head out.
Everybody say farewell to Ian. Farewell, Ian.
All right. See you later, Ian.
Take care, Ian.
Later, Ian.
Have a good one,
Thank you
dude.
guys
Later,
so
Ian.
Good
much
to
for
see
having
ya.
me,
Have a good
as always. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
What?
God, that guy sucked.
What you've done,
Yeah,
pup.
you're
Running
the only
away
one who
all
thinks
our
that.
friends.
I did no. Oh, come on, guys. Man, what happened to honor? All right. Well, do you want to sit down, Dave?
What?
Uh,
I mean,
no, I'm
honor is a
fine
thing that you've
floating.
lacked. Pup.
You sit. No, that's
Whatever
Penguin,
happened to
Penguin.
honor?
Stay on the table. man.
Immediately badmouth someone
There you go, Dave. Okay,
behind back.
Oh, right. Up. Put the super chat cut off on screen. Okay, right. So next one is mine to read. Okay. Mr. SP back at it again with the $10. Thank you, Mr. SP. Very generous, as always. He's back. I don't care about Infinite all that much myself, but it's nice to see Infinite fans finally getting a win after nearly a decade. You go from no signs of life straight into final boss mode. See, I love that mentality. Like, when you
Yeah.
don't necessarily care about the
Yeah.
character, but you appreciate the fact that the fans get to eat. More people need to be like Mr. SP. Thank you, Mr. SP.
I'm good. I'm fine
Do you
being
think-
me.
Do you think that when the Chaotic Case Files writers were like, so we want the finale, we don't have to reveal that it's Infinite, not Mimic or anyone else. Do you think Sega was like, why?
They're like,
Yeah, like,
I don't know.
I'm sure
Someone
would you want
had a little bit of a head scratching moment there.
I mean, to be fair, they brought
Yeah,
back
we want it to be
Mephiles just,
Infinite,
like,
and they go,
2
"Who?"
years ago. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time, like they've been doing tons of merch with Infinite, so like I don't think.
you did point that
Yeah, I
out.
guess
I
that
don't
makes
know.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll go on to that next one. So it loops back round to you, Franken. Borger.
KB with the $9.99 US. I like how the case files leaned more into Infinite's hatred and apathy towards the world that he showed in the prequel Forces comic.
Has anyone
Agreed.
actually read that
Like-
as well? Like, because I've checked.
I
that
haven't
out
read
as
that in
well.
years.
I've read it.
Sorry,
It
what is
does,
it? What is this?
uh, So basically, Sonic Forces had this like prequel comic that kind of sets up Infinite's
I've read it,
origins
yeah.
as well as like the Avatar. Yeah, yeah. And like
It's-
KB
yeah.
was mentioning how happy they are that Infinite's hatred and apathy from that comic. Yeah, like as it says. And yeah, I agree. It's a better version of Infinite, and well, now we're here.
I mean, I want
Yeah.
to like say this. I think it's very cool to differentiate. Like they showed like a differentiation between Infinite and Eggman in terms of goals, because it really sets up Infinite that he could be like probably like an end game type threat.
Yeah,
for the cast.
he feels special. You know, he's unique. He's
Yeah.
And Sonic has kind of needed another villain outside of Dr. Robotnik, and a good one at that, because, like,
And
right
Zeddy.
now your choices are Zavok or Metal Sonic, and, like, Metal Sonic is due his renaissance. Please make him
Yeah.
actually cool, movie 4. Restore him to his OVA glory. Okay, right. Thank you, KB. And Burger, Dave, you've got the next one. KB, once again, being incredibly
Yep.
generous.
KB with another $9.99 US. Thank you. Thoughts on the final Mario Galaxy movie, as well as Childish Gambino voicing movie Yoshi?
Oh my god.
This is America.
What the fuck is happening in Mario? Yes, I want to talk about Mario. Yes, I have opinions about that. It's hilarious that they were like, here's Donald Glover as Yoshi, and all he does is go, Yoshi! Yoshi!
Yeah.
It's
Vin
really
Diesel as
fucking
Groot.
funny. And it makes me wonder if they told him it was going to be like a Groot thing, and he was like, yes, I'm in. Because they also said he's a Nintendo fan, so like I'm glad that that's
then
a thing.
they definitely told
Um,
him what was going on. He's like, yeah, I'm in.
The just the idea, everything in this movie. I'm a little bit pissed. I'll give you the cliff notes of what I've been thinking the last few weeks. I'm a little pissed that they revealed Wart and a few other characters on that poster before they showed him in the trailer, because I think that would have
Right.
made me. I would have just pissed my pants immediately.
Really? That wasn't King
Uh,
K. Rool?
As King K. Rool looks so different in this movie. What the
So
fuck?
I didn't.
Doesn't
I
even
didn't,
King
see,
anymore.
I didn't see the trailer, but I have
But
seen a
it
bit.
looks amazing.
I didn't see the trailer, but I have seen a bit from the direct where Miyamoto he says, "This movie moves from moment to moment without a moment to breathe. It moves so fast," and I'm like, "Well, that's not good, is it? That was the problem the last time. Why are you advertising that?"
Yeah. They did also advertise that Mario and Luigi would be together the entire movie, which is something I think a lot of people were worried about.
Yeah, it's just if they don't
Which is
explore
good.
the characters, it's not going to make any difference whether Luigi has more
Not
time.
gonna make a
That's the
difference. It
problem.
seems
Yeah.
like they are shoving. I also last thing I'll say about it, because there's a million more things I could say. This is not a Mario Galaxy movie. This is just the Super Mario movie, because they're including things from literally every single possible place in the franchise. They're just calling it Galaxy because that's like the best-selling game or whatever, and that's
Well,
fine.
I mean, it's not unprecedented. Remember when the Sonic 3 movie had the
it's just
Lost
kinda
Hex and the
silly.
Wisps in it? That was awesome.
That's
Everybody loved that.
yeah. I
Love
loved it when
seeing
Zavok showed up
Zavok
and said
on
it's
the-
zapping time.
Yeah,
Never let
Zavok
this
on
man
the
have
Space
opinions
Colony
again.
arc. That was great. That was amazing.
But
Never
yeah,
let this man
the
have an
Mario movie
opinion.
looks like it's going to have a lot of shit in it, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but it's going to be a lot of pointing and going, ooh. Which,
Frank?
if you like that from the first one, then I assume you'll like the second movie.
Frank, what's your home address? I need to ship this book of sarcasm for dummies to your house.
No, I don't want to send you to the White House.
What? Why? What?
That was my first
You're
thought as
him?
well. Give him the White House's address.
Oh, I thought you were claiming that you are him. Okay, right. No. You're not
Oh, no,
the
no.
Orange Spectre.
That
Okay.
happened to me once.
No.
I have a very
I'm not
specific
the
memory of that,
Orange
because
Spectre.
I was streaming once, and my someone in chat said like, "Hey, give us your address so we could do this." And my friend Jack went, "Oh yeah, sure." And he just rattled off an address, and I went, "Jack, what the fuck? Whose address is that?" He goes, "The president's."
I remember one
Fucking
time
killed me. It was so funny.
I remember one time I was asking my buddy Greg for his mobile phone number, and he just gave me my mobile phone number, and it took me a minute to realize.
Wow, that number's pretty similar.
I said that. I was like, "That's really similar." It's about wait a
Dude, are we
minute.
number twins?
Okay, we'll go on that next super chat. So we got Borger and the person reading. Who's reading again? Is it you, Penguin? Or...
I think it's me now.
Yeah.
I think it's me now. Let's see. KB, yet again, the 9.99. Starline possibly coming back, maybe one thing, but I honestly think Mimic should stay dead. Sure. I mean, he doesn't add that much if we have Infinite, and he has the same powers, basically. He's just a lesser Infinite at that point.
I mean, when you think about it, Mimic could be Chameleon, and Infinite could be
No.
Mysterio, and then you've got
The
Dr.
Mimic
Robotnik,
also
who's
is-
Doc Ock.
Yeah, Mimic's also written a lot better than Infinite has ever been written so far, aside from Case Files. So technically, Mimic being dead forever would
about
be a
the
little bit of a
Forces?
shame, but it also is good for Whisper. I suppose
Oh.
that's a good like bit of closure for Whisper. I would say.
The Forces prequel comic. I thought Infinite was pretty cool in it.
Yeah, Mimic can be dead. I think they've done enough of it. It's weird they make a plush of him though. Now that he's dead, like that's weird.
All right, now we've
Is
got
that-
one.
Is that part of the red herring? You think? Did they do that because they were setting up case files? You think that they thought that?
I mean, maybe
Huh.
that's why they showed like a coffin and stuff.
He's a red herring.
Yeah.
It was meant to deceive. I like
Yeah.
that if that's true.
Yeah. That's quite a fun approach to the transmedia thing. I quite like that. Yeah. All right, final super chat here. Then we got Mr. SP. Thank you, Mr. for the $5. Did anyone see the death battle between Metal Sonic and Cell? I actually saw it. Yeah. I never watched the explanation parts. I just watched the animation. I kind of
just
feel
got
like
to the
Cell would have
fight, yes.
beaten him on any normal day, man. If he didn't have that emerald, he would have been toast.
Well, if I
Probably.
remember correctly, I used to be a big fan of Death Battle. I would watch it a lot. And one of the things they said is like the animation is not really an accurate depiction of the battle. That's just more for entertainment. The research and everything they do behind it actually talks about like how it would actually go.
See, I feel bad ignoring that
This-
stuff, but I just like the animation. That's the part I watch it for.
I mean,
Yeah, the
everything
animation's
that
fun.
happened made
It's just-
sense, in my opinion.
There are
Like-
times where
the
like the
fact that,
research was a lot of fun to go into as well.
It made sense, but I,
I
wouldn't
think
have called
honestly
Neo
it
Metal
could
the
have gone
obvious
either way. Because if Cell had copied Metal, then obviously Cell wins, and if Metal copies Cell, then Metal wins. So I feel like it only comes down to who's able to absorb who first.
Hmm.
And
Well-
actually, Cell couldn't absorb him. He would not be able to absorb Metal Sonic Neo because he's too feisty.
I want to
imagine.
see. I want to
If,
see.
like,
Also, I don't think
not
he's an
gonna happen.
organic. He's not an organic being, so I don't
Neither
I
are the
guess
androids.
you can't really wound him, can you? But
Oh,
I would
no,
say
the androids technically yes.
Yes.
'Cause, when
The
you get
androids
into-
are part. They're part organic, but
organic,
the thing
right?
that he absorbed to make himself perfect was the robotic parts inside the androids. That's what he needed specifically to become perfect. It wasn't the organic material from them. He needed
Also
the infinity
cyborgs.
engines from both of them to turn perfect, I believe.
also cyborgs.
also
Yeah,
speaking
no,
of
they're cyborgs,
Cyborg, I see
technically.
you in the chat there, Sai. How you doing?
Hey, Sai.
But
Calling Sai a bot?
no, I just
Yeah.
leave Sai alone.
Man,
The
you're
point-
so mean.
You're
Actually,
a
I guess he
fucking
could have
rude, dude.
absorbed Mechasonic. Maybe.
You are so rude.
Oh, crawl back
would've-
into the wretched scythe hole of which you came. Or get all cooped up in there. Anyway,
Okay, actually, last thing about the death battle. Last thing about it, I really like how it ended because the voice actor and the person playing Cell, Devil Artemis, has a channel where they basically just do Cell games animations where they just have Cell
Oh.
fight random characters.
Yeah.
So
Cell
having
versus-
yeah, Cellverse is really funny, and having it be that Cell and having it end with the Shin Kikoho from fucking Metal Sonic is really really funny. Like that's
You
a
know what?
really good way to end it because that didn't hurt him in the show. It just like in Dragon Ball, it did not hurt him. It just slowed him down. So to kill him with that is
Oh, the
really
irony.
really good.
You know what? I'm also thinking of the there is a parody of that whole thing from like Team 4-Star where like
Yeah.
where the move is supposed to like doesn't really do anything to him. Instead of Tien and Cell, it's Zelda and Ganon. And she just
Yeah, for Breath of the
obliterates him
Wild.
with it. I think it's a Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time.
Like, is that fucking Tien up there?
So, gang, we are now at the end of another one of these magical little Sunset City episodes. Silnor, what are you up to?
Not much lately, but I might do some stuff going forward. Might probably stream a bit more. Maybe some video stuff if I can find some ideas. I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Penguin, what
Well,
do you have to share with
hello?
the class today?
Not much. I stream on Twitch, and I literally just now posted a work in progress animatic
Link it,
based
link
on
it, link it,
the Chaotix
link it.
case file.
Linkara.
Okay.
Linkara.
Ooh.
Linkara,
Links-
Linkara.
No, not
History
Linkara.
of Fezd Penguin has no set schedule. His video will be done when it's done and released
Dude,
when it's
he's
done.
gonna come after us if you do that.
Oh,
Stop
well.
it.
He's gonna do that green screen run towards us.
Yeah, that sounds like great
Oh, no.
marketing to me. I don't know about
Hey,
you.
the Lightbringer.
We should have him on the podcast.
Yeah, we should.
I don't know if I could do that. No disrespect. I don't think I could do that.
We need to get Mike
I-
Matei on the podcast
I don't want to talk to him.
Oh,
to
hell
talk
yeah.
about his to talk about his comic series, of course. You know.
No, you gotta
Of
talk about
course,
his,
of course.
You gotta talk about his white hot sauce or something like that. I didn't want to say the whole name of it.
We
What?
should ask him
What?
if he
Chili
likes
pea?
It's
We should ask
literally
him if he likes a
a
Minecraft DLC
fluid
pack.
joke. You know.
Oh,
I know he's making a dirty little penis milk joke. All right, Penguin, you got anything else you want to promote before we move on?
follow me on Twitch. I've
Link
not been
it.
streaming all the time there lately, but like I've been streaming at least once a week.
Link it,
Instead of
link
filming
it,
strings.
Hold
link
on.
it. Peer
Jesus.
pressure, peer
Linkara.
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure.
Frank, no.
History of peer pressure has no set schedule.
Wait, no,
Story of
I
peer pressure.
thought Headcanon already released Peer Pressure.
The next South Park season has no set schedule.
That's fine.
All right, Franken. What do you got going on?
I just beat Ares Island in Sonic Frontiers. I'm working on some videos that are related.
Yo.
One of them's related to Sonic Frontiers. It's not a challenge video because I don't want to do all challenge videos. And now to completely contradict that, I'm also working on a challenge video that will come out hopefully this weekend. But I've got something
Okay.
Sonic Frontiers related that's gonna need a little more work. So
This is emotional abuse. Like, you're one thing and then you're another thing. You're hot and cold. You're yes and you're no. You're up and you're down.
And then you're
In and you're
out,
out,
you're
I
up,
guess.
and
I
you're
don't know.
down.
And also working on the Zelda 1 video still.
Change your
Haven't
mind.
gotten around to finishing that script, and I have been playing a little bit of Resident Evil Requiem. On my Twitch page, I have been streaming Pokemon Fire Red. I plan on streaming Sonic Forces on Monday, but I might also throw in
Uh-oh.
Sonic Rumble just to show
Sorry
off
to
the
hear
early
that.
access stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Oh, double
and
uh-oh.
Later today, I will be streaming the newly released Monster Hunter Stories 3. So
Link
thank you,
it,
Capcom for that.
link it.
That'll be fun. The game is very fun. If you haven't played it, the demo is out too for those interested.
There is a trial that you can play. It's on all platforms, and your progress carries over to the full game.
And
Link your
both
shit.
Whisper's voice actress and Infinite's voice actor are in the game.
Yep. So
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
little bit of Sonic for you. There you go. You could give your character blue hair and say that's Sonic or Sonic Man.
All right.
Monster Hunter. It's fun.
All right, Channel Dog.
Well, not yet.
What are you doing?
Dave. Dave first.
Dave, what do you?
Oh,
Thank you.
I mean,
buddy.
I'm
Sure.
not doing anything.
Oh, come on, Dave. You're doing stuff.
I don't
You've
do
done
anything.
You've at
I
least
don't
done
have
stuff
stuff.
you can promote. Like
You've put out
No,
videos.
I don't have
you've
stuff.
literally put
put out
videos
videos.
out. Link.
he
No,
uploaded
put
a video
out-
yesterday.
All right, boys,
No, I
with me
didn't
now.
upload
Peer
that.
pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure, peer pressure,
Dave, you've
peer
put out-
pressure, peer pressure.
Videos.
Dave, you need to
I
link
have put
the
out
video.
videos, yes.
Dave, you need to link
Videos.
the videos.
I'll tell you exactly
Dave.
what Dave has done. Let's see. Dave uploaded a
Alright,
video
here,
yesterday.
Here. Yes.
Or sorry, a video yesterday about Sonic Rumble,
Oh.
and then also a video the day before that about KX case files. He's been
Well,
uploading a
those were
lot. There are a
both
lot
on
of
the
videos
same
here.
Day. Those were both on the same day, but
Link it.
Enjoy.
There we go. Yeah.
The first thing I think of is the
He's been
face that
uploading a
you
lot.
posted in the group chat with the Smurfs.
With the Smurfs.
Oh well, because he put like a reaction and that was his face
Yeah.
in the video.
No, it was very funny.
Yeah. The Smurf face.
It's what we were all feeling. It's
Smurf
like
face.
All right, Dylan, now it's the cue.
All
What
right,
dog
Channel
doing?
Dog, what are you doing?
I actually don't have a new video out yet. I'm currently working on some more freelance bits for the time being, as well as bits for Speeding Ticket. However, like again, The most recent video that's up is the one on Lanterns. There is one before that on Spider-Man Brand New Day's villain designs. We're expecting a trailer for that soon, so there'll probably be coverage on the trailer when it drops. So, I mean, things are getting excited for Spidey fans. So, if you are a Spidey fan, which everybody is, then yeah, you're gonna have some stuff to look forward to.
No K-pop demon
Alright.
hunters.
No K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
No, I cover Spider-Man because I'm a man, you know, like.
You haven't seen
a
Peak.
short man, but a man nonetheless.
All right, and with that, I have to go and eat dinner. So
Alright.
I will leave here for now.
All right, let's go.
Sounds good.
Wait, why do you need dinner? There's
Alright,
been a
okay,
bird on the
good.
table this whole time.
Oh, I didn't.